Welcome to Midnights with the Lizard Wizard, a podcast where Yael Midnight and I, Noel Midnight, listen through the entire King Gizzard discography from start to finish. This week we're listening to King Gizzard's 15th studio album, the fastest, heaviest, loudest work in their catalog to date, Infest the Rat's Nest. Theme music recorded by Beautiful Trainwreck, and I'll tell you, this is the hardest the music's ever been to record. And we're back. We have this week Infest the Rat's Nest, the first thrash metal album from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And with us today is special guest Josh. I don't know how you want to be introduced. Josh, introduce yourself.
That's exactly how I wanted to be introduced.
It's Yael now.
We're already there. So, yeah. If you don't know Yael very well, you might not know her dead name, and you do now. So I hope that's a good thing for you. I hope you enjoy knowing that information. Certainly putting that on a podcast won't be the worst idea we've ever had.
No, I don't give a shit. Like,
I know you don't.
Why would I give a shit?
No, you're right to not give a shit. You are correct to not give a shit. You are blessed to not give a shit.
But no, we're talking about a better Josh. Somebody who actually deserves the name.
I still remember finding out this information. I think it was right before one of my band's shows or something. And I was like, I apologize, but also here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, anytime we have a guest that will be on our show, our recording setup gets a little bit more chaotic.
It does, and that's okay. But I want to dive into the record, and I want to dive in quick because I want to talk about this record. I have so much I want to say about this record.
I've been waiting to talk about this record since you all announced that you were doing this.
Yeah. It's been a long wait for you.
Yes.
Well, we're really happy to have you here. We probably should ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself in a way that I don't jump in on and immediately roll over you.
Yeah, plug the Cosmic Neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm going to show my band for a second. No, I mean, we'll talk, as we go through the record, we'll probably talk a lot about my connections to Giz and like how my music has crossed over with that. But yes, my name is Josh. I am in a band called the Cosmic Neighborhood that is vaguely psychedelic, not at all like Giz though. More like Brazilian psychedelic, Tropicalia. And I met Yael Noel through my girlfriend because they're all friends. And
yeah,
that's thankfully met before you started this podcast so that I could prep for Infest.
And you've done some metal drumming yourself, right?
Yes, I have been in like an alt metal band, kind of like Deftonesy, at the drive-in, System of a Down, somewhere in there.
Sure.
And then I was in a very Giz adjacent band for a while called Supermissive. That we did one record called Trash is King that was our best attempt to make Infest the Rat's Nest.
Fantastic. Supermissive is a good name.
It is. It was mostly my name. It was super massive, and they were like, "What if it was super missive?" And I was like, "That's pretty good." so I claim 90% of the letters in the name.
Perfect. That's good enough.
Yeah. And do you know a lot of Giz stuff?
I know most Giz. I'd say so. Okay. So the full story is basically that my friend, when I lived in Bellingham, Washington, was like, I want to start a Giz flavored band. And I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. And he was like, you should listen.
And that's a dangerous thing to say to a Giz head. Like, that's such a dangerous thing to say to anyone who actually listens to Giz.
Exactly. So after dodging a few haymakers, he showed me Nonagon, and it was kind of over from there.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the latest album out at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was
you've been around
ago.
for a while. This is 10 years of Giz for you.
Yes. So I was there for all 5 albums of, was that 2017?
It
2018?
2017.
2017, yeah. Thank you. And then Fishing for Fishies, I think, would have been the next one after the 5.
I have
right,
to know,
2019.
What did you think about Fishing for Fishies?
It's probably my least favorite non-jam Giz record.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Cy Boogie. That
Cy Boogie's
song
so
rips.
good.
Cy Boogie's a bop.
Yeah.
It also really rips live.
Yeah, it turns out.
Yeah.
We've been watching a lot of live sets, listening to a lot of live sets.
Yeah, we unlocked, 6 bootlegs after last time's episode. And so we've just been watching all of the bootlegs, listening to all the bootlegs that we can.
Yeah, it's become a fun way to just like decompress in the evenings after work or whatever. Is we'll throw on a live show and
We'll throw on a Giz.
Yeah, it's great.
It's fantastic. But we've gone for too long, and I have yet to ask Yael. Thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down.
I really hate to say this. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Josh, I already know you're a thumbs up.
No, I hate this record.
Oh, okay. That's why you're
It's
here.
my favorite Giz record.
I've said it many times before. Haven't come into this podcast loving metal. It's been a source of strain in our marriage.
It has.
And I was worried about 2 possible outcomes of listening to Rat's Nest. Number 1, I would just hate it.
Sure. Like that's
Pretty likely, honestly.
that's a reasonable concern.
The other
that is diluted a little bit by the fact that we've done so many flavors of Giz, and somehow they've all managed to hit in one way or another.
Hey, you didn't like Sketches.
I didn't hate Sketches. I just thought that Sketches was too long and had tracks that didn't need to exist, and some tracks from Gumboot Soup maybe should have been on there instead.
Okay, so
I can
we have the same
defend
opinion.
that.
Yeah.
And the other possible bad outcome was, oh, I really like this, but it's only because I don't know the genre, and anybody who does know hates it. And
Sure.
I'm swimming against the current here a little too much, but
Yeah.
I don't actually know anything to defend myself.
Sure.
I was also really afraid of that, so I have to ask you, Noel, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Big thumbs up.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
I was worried.
I really enjoyed this record. I thought that this was maybe like the most I've seen Giz try to defy any established label and go, no, this is who Giz is for sure, for real.
I mean, they just did Fishies.
I know they did.
I think it's that whiplash, though, right?
Polygon Dwanaland and Sketches, and they do, like, we've gotten metal with Digital Black and Great Chain of Being, very different kinds, but like,
Can I be completely for real right now?
yeah.
Can I be completely for real right now? Sorry, I bumped my mic during the last time, and now I have to leave that in because I've acknowledged it.
You can be for real, but real's not real.
I mean,
You can be real.
this might be my second favorite Giz record.
Hell yeah.
Wait, what's the first?
Polygon Dwanaland.
I mean, Crumbling Castles.
Crumbling Castle is so
fucking
good.
I'd like to say that we need to take a 10.5-minute intermission to listen to Crumbling Castles now that it's been mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's so good.
If we have to pause to listen to any other Giz song that we mention throughout the course of recording, especially Crumbling Castle, we will never finish recording.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because they'll
We
have
will never
released
finish.
more music and we'll have heard it by the time we get to that point.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll have heard it. We're not allowed.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
yeah. We're not allowed to
I'm
listen
from
to the
the deep
upcoming
future.
techno and bluegrass records.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so anything in your notes that you have that says, okay, but they really, really play this up for Petrodragonic, you're allowed to say it. Just keep in mind that we will have absolutely no idea what the fuck you're
I
talking
shouldn't
about.
talk about all the jazz fusion detours on Petrodragonic.
No, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed
not
to
a real
talk about
thing.
it. We're just not allowed to hear it.
Our audience can hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
I just assume that Petrodragonic sounds somewhere between the Buried in Me and the Deer Hunter. Which I know is completely wrong.
There are so many things inside of me that I want to say right now. No, I will say when I listen to this, I kind of, because I was listening to it over the past week to prepare, because I've heard it so many times, but I am an ADHD listener. So like there are things that I learned about this album this past week that I didn't know until recently. But I kind of listened to it with just like, I'm living in this record alone. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking exactly about where it connects to the rest of their discography, although I have plenty of thoughts on that. But yeah. But oh
You
my
know
gosh.
what? I'm going to go get some dinner. You two talk for a while.
So like the thing that kept popping into my head while listening to this record is Paper Mache Dream Balloon. Just kept popping into my head
Because
over
they're
and
so
over
different?
and over because it's it's such a radical difference between the two.
Yeah.
And it makes me so happy.
It's also such a radical difference between this and the very last record that we got.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. With this one, Stu said in New Noise magazine, this one it was like, we're going to make the fastest, heaviest, loudest album we ever made. It wasn't necessarily, let's make a thrash metal album. It was actually, let's be faster, louder, and heavier than we have before, and let's see where that takes us.
I was literally finding that quote in my notes to read off as you started.
It's the perfect quote to open the episode with.
Yeah, they were specifically doing a push-pull thing, and they were trying to sort of push against what they were doing with Fishies.
Right.
Because they do not like being boxed in.
They don't like doing the same thing twice in a row.
That's what I was thinking about when you said this is the record that, I can't remember your exact words, Noel, but that defines Giz.
Yeah.
And it defines them because it shows when they want to make a sound their own, they can just do it.
Yeah.
And that is hard to do as a band without losing your core identity.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And it's kind of been interesting to me listening to so many live versions of this. And we haven't talked about the record itself a ton yet, and we will. But what we see in the live shows has largely been whatever music that they're playing, whatever song they're playing, they kind of pull it a little bit back towards a nonagon sound from wherever they start.
At least at this point in 2019, they seem to be really orienting everything around nonagon still.
Right. And so the Rat's Nest stuff still sounds like Rat's Nest, but it's a little bit more nonagon.
It is.
And the Fishies stuff still sounds like, you know, the boogie rock shit that it is, which is awesome.
But Boogeyman Sam has teeth now.
But yeah, they're making it more nonagon-y. And it works.
It works.
And they do have kind of their sound, their, you know, 2-kit sound, their let's figure out a way to stick Ambi into everything, even when he wasn't recording for half of Rat's Nest.
Right.
And we'll give him something to do, and that kind of all makes it more nonagon-y.
Yeah. I will say I was disappointed at how little Ambi we get on this record. Like, I do like Ambi, and there's not a lot of harmonica. There's not a lot of his high
there
vocal.
harmonica?
There is.
There is
And
harmonica
when
at least in one spot.
And when it's there, it's great, but it isn't there a ton.
Yeah. No, I would
this
love,
album was
point this out.
Yeah, this album was very much a project of Stu, Joey, and Cavs,
Yes.
who are the three members of the band who grew up listening to metal.
Right.
And so when they decided, hey, let's do a heavy metal record, it was really those three that designed the whole concept and wrote the whole album, and then they're pretty much the only ones that are actually performing it for the most part.
I think one of my big takeaways from this record is I understand why Eric left after this one.
Oh.
Because all of a sudden you're going like, oh yeah, I can play these parts, I can play these parts, I can play these parts. The Cavs comes in the room. Hey, Eric, I got a new one for you. And it's all 200 BPM with double kick.
I was going to say, I couldn't recall when he left and they went down to a single drummer.
It was after Rat's Nest.
Okay.
So it was during COVID. So Rat's Nest was the last album that Eric was a part of the band. He also was touring. Like, he did tour this record.
Yeah, he's on all the Live in 19.
He's on Chunky Shrapnel, but yeah, by KG he's gone. And they've never really talked about exactly why.
Yeah.
I think there are probably a bunch of reasons. I don't think it's fair for us to really speculate on that too
No,
much.
but, like,
yeah, it's clear that
I think it's
Cavs
funny.
is the more technical drummer for sure.
I think it's funny to imagine Cavs walking in the room with these parts and going, figure it out, fucker.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm the drummer for the bands I'm in. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, we mentioned briefly that you're a drummer,
Okay.
yeah. It's just, it's so good. And we first heard Planet B 2 weeks ago now, right before we recorded Fishing for Fishies.
right.
And as we get into talking about Planet B, like, can you talk about your first impression from Fishies and how you think about the song now and whether that's changed?
So I don't have a great anything really great to talk about the very first time I heard Planet B right before Fishies, because most of my reaction then was, okay, yeah, this is really different, and I've got no idea how people would have understood what was to be expected with Boogie and Fishing for Fishies and Planet B all being the singles that had been released at the same time. But I can talk a little bit about my first listen to Rat's Nest, because it was not a thumbs up for me right at the start.
No, I can't imagine it was.
And it kind of bored me.
No, I know what. I can understand why you would say that. I prepped so much for you to hate this record.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint.
Yeah, honestly, what the hell? All of my notes are ruined.
A waste of all that prep time.
No. And I don't want to cut off your point. I just I can understand why you would say that.
Yeah,
I want to be clear. I do want to cut off your point.
Too bad, bitch. So yeah, it kind of bored me. It kind of felt like it dragged on. It had kind of the same problem that a lot of metal has had for me when I've tried to listen to it.
Sure.
Which is, it's been really hard for me to hear anything sort of the details of it. And so it ends up just kind of sounding like nothing. And so every song kind of sounds similar. They're like, Superbug sounded slower. Perihelion sounded more like powery, like
there's a little bit of a
there's
like a dance element to Perihelion,
but
yeah.
You know, it was a little bit more melodic, but most of it kind of melded together for me on the first listen.
I get that, because I kind of had the same experience.
But my second listen, I liked it a lot more.
You also mentioned that you listened to it a lot louder the second time.
That's what I was about to say. Is
you understand?
Yeah, the first time I kind of recognized, oh, you know what? Maybe this is because I didn't listen loud enough. And so the second time I cranked it way the hell up. And, you know, I wasn't necessarily like, oh my God, I love this right away. But it helped immediately. And from then on, I was able to listen to it and hear more of what was actually happening. And it's still very much a style of music that isn't familiar to me, despite the Metal 101 homework that I've been doing. Like riff-based music, it's not what I'm familiar with, and so it's not what I sort of know how to evaluate critically and say, I like this is a good riff, or I don't like this is a bad riff, or this is used poorly. Like,
well, I can tell you about this record. There are some good riffs.
Yeah.
This is a Noel riff-approved album.
I like it. I think on my first listen, what stood out to me were the Venusian Suite and Hell in particular. Hell, I think, was my favorite from the first listen. That
Wild.
Stuck with me the most as like, okay, I think this sounds really fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Those are the exact words to use when talking about metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking sweet.
I mean, it reminds me of my review I wrote for Swim Into the Sound about Black Braid's Black Braid 3, where my review was basically just good riffs are good.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, like I just did 300 words saying, I know I can't just write a review that says good riffs are good, but good riffs are good, and sometimes that's what you need to say.
Some of my favorite albums, I can only write like 2 or 3 sentences about, because I'm just like, it's all in the feeling. Some of my least favorite albums I could write paragraphs about, because I'm trying to understand it.
Sure.
But yeah, in metal in particular, I mean, we have a joke with some of the bands, the heavier bands I've gone into the studio with, where we're like, we have 2 rules when we're done with the recording. It has to be both sick and tight.
Those are good rules.
They're good rules. They feel trite and silly, but then
that makes sense.
You gotta feel it.
You know, something I've been kind of struggling with a lot with metal is that it's an inherently silly genre.
Yes.
It is.
And that's something that's been really hard for me to comprehend, because my like internal picture of metal is more extreme and less silly.
Right. And
the
honestly,
more I've been listening to metal, and specifically the more I've been listening to Rat's Nest over these last 2 weeks, the more I've had to just let myself get into the silliness of it and be okay with it.
Yes.
The first time I heard I have gone insano, I lust for a volcano.
I'm so mad you got to quote that before me. I literally wrote that down. Self-Immolate is my best song.
Yeah,
my favorite song,
it's self-immolate fucks.
Yeah.
But like the first time I heard I have gone insano, I lust for a volcano.
My
I'm like,
eyes rolled so far back in my
But
head.
it's like, but
oh my god,
the
what the
delivery.
fuck? How do people like this shit? And then eventually, by now, I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah, I guess.
have gone insane.
I have gone insano. I mean,
It's fine.
It's hammed up to the max.
Gotta just give into the silliness of it. And that's something that in that same interview that Noel brought up earlier, Stu talked about. So the interviewer asked, there's a comedic element, but also horror fiction. Can you talk about the horror aspect? And Stu's response, my approach with anything scary is that it has to feel like it's actually kind of real. Otherwise, it's funny.
Yes.
I think that's just at least the way I look at scary stuff or horror or whatever. But I think kind of funny or campy sort of horror is also really dope. But if it feels kind of real, it's legit scary, and I think this album is mostly kind of legit scary. It's less like monsters and creatures and fucked up spirits and shit like we've had in past records. This one is like, we are fucked. You are fucked. You are going to hell, and hell is on the surface of Venus, and it's not fun. Mm-hmm. and you know what? Yeah. And I love camp. And if I think about it more as camp, it's easier for me to understand that, okay, you can have the silliness of it and still treat it as awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you really have to keep in mind, especially when metal gets more like anthemic or stadium focused, is it's going to be sillier. Like, big anthems are silly inherently, and we don't really get a lot of big anthems on this record. But that's what I think of when I think of metal going silly, is just like, yeah, it's you're a bunch of dudes in your 70s all on stage singing "Girls, Girls, Girls." There's something.
It's like the horseshoe theory of pop and metal. Like they're almost the same thing. They just have a different aesthetic. Like it's all about hitting that dopamine button in your brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why when you get to all of the instruments cutting out and hearing a lyric that matches the name of the album, you go, fuck, that was good.
Let's run it back.
Yeah. And that's what you want, is you want those little moments. It doesn't have to be everything, but the little moments where you go, okay, that's the hook. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And I want to say that, Yael, the point you just brought up from that interview with Stu about like camp and real horror, I should mention the other hat I normally wear, which is my job in climate policy, because it's also very relevant for my love of this record.
Of course.
And I was remarking as I was listening to it this week, I've always known how like close it is to the things that I care about and how much it touches on and how scary it is, because it has those parallels to real life. But as I was going through the record this time, I was like, oh my God, like this is not as fictional as I would like it to be.
Yeah.
And that shows up again and again through this and through so much of their music, especially the environmentally focused songs. And oh my God, they have so many environmentally focused songs.
Yeah.
And whole ass fucking albums.
I mean, yeah, like right away when you get into Planet B, the big hook of that song, the one lyric that literally everybody who's heard the song knows is, "There is no Planet B." And talk about setting a thesis for the record.
Yep.
No, really, and even more, I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that thesis came back more times than I thought in some of the ways that the different characters are referred to throughout the album. Like, I kind of thought the second half of the album and the characters were a little bit more heroic before. I understand now. This is my ADHD. One thing listeners should probably know is when I'm listening to music, I rarely listen to lyrics because I just have a hard time parsing them. But this time I sat with them and read, and I was... Wow, I learned a lot.
You know, this is not the first time we've had a guest on this show say that exactly same fucking thing.
I mean, that's kind of how I approached Polygon Land, was like the first 10 times I listened to it, I didn't give a shit about the lyrics at all. It wasn't until like 3 days before we recorded that I went, I guess I should look at the lyrics. And then I was like, oh,
fuck.
I really fucked that one by not reading sooner.
Media literacy. It's for everyone.
There's so much going on in that one.
There's so much going on that one. And honestly, that leads me to my biggest complaint with this record.
There's not enough going on.
There's no fucking Hantayumi.
Oh my God.
I'm fucking fine with that. You know what? I am absolutely okay with that. It's about time.
I crave the Gizverse.
Okay, too bad.
I
guarantee you there are people out there that have fit this narrative into the Gizverse somehow.
Oh yeah, there are some people who call this the most important record in the Gizverse.
And maybe when we hear the rest of the albums, it'll suddenly all cohere.
Sure.
I am okay with this not fitting into the legend of Hantayumi.
Actually, Hantayumi was dreaming about this.
Sometimes we can use a solo and we don't need an episode 9.
Facts.
Honestly,
so you're saying that we needed solo.
Even solo fits in too much with the story. I don't give a shit about the Skywalker saga anymore. I don't give a shit. I don't need literally everything from the original trilogy to be explained in some way.
Yep. This is why you need to watch Andor. Friends, let me tell you a little bit about Andor. Andor is the best thing that's ever come out of Star Wars.
Yeah,
it is a show with no
honestly,
Jedi, no Force use.
That's honestly probably a significantly better example than Solo for the point I had in mind. I could have gone with like KOTOR.
Sure.
I love political thrillers that pretend to be sci-fi.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I love communist manifestos that pretend to be sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly. So watch Andor. It's the best thing happening in Star Wars.
I probably should.
My first thing I wrote down about Planet B was big thrash energy right away.
The first thing I wrote is insane double kick intro, pure thrash riff.
The second thing I wrote was the guitars are shredding, which is new.
You have to know just how excited Joey was to finally be able to shred on a record.
Oh yeah, because there is so much technicality going on in the guitars on this record. Like you can feel every skill that they have developed all coming to surface at the same time, along with the new skill of do it faster.
Yeah, and if they grew up with all of this music and have just not really tried to put it together before, that must have felt so fucking good to nail.
Right.
Well, because there's been so much hinting at metal from Nonagon to Murder
of the Universe.
Yeah, and there's little bits of it sprinkled in Polygon Dwanaland, and but then this. I mean, especially with the left turn of Fishing for Fishies, in like kind of like the psych out of that. With didn't Planet B drop the same month?
Yeah,
Fishing for Fishies. Yeah,
it was.
I remember that
it was one of the 3 singles that were released before Fishies.
Yes, okay.
2 Fishy singles and Planet B all together.
Because I remember
fucking wild.
No, I this is coming back to me now because I remember being like, I loved the 5 records, and I was like, I'm a Giz fan now. And then they're dropping the Fishing for Fishy stuff, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm afraid. And then they dropped Planet B, and now I was like, I'm afraid, but for a completely different reason.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll talk about the video because I think the video is really important to talk about when we talk about what were people's first perceptions of this record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but like. Before we talk about the video, I want to talk about Stu's vocals.
Oh.
What a fucking delight Stu's vocals are on this record. And like we heard him kind of tease that he was playing in the space back on Great Chain. But now we are fully into like almost growly metal vocals, a style that we don't know from him that honestly I'm surprised he pulled off.
How can a man with that small of a frame produce?
Hey, I can fucking do it.
It's true.
In the interview with New Noise,
I've heard it.
in the interview with New Noise magazine, I didn't write down this quote, but he said something about how like he didn't set out to do like metal necessarily. It's just like when you're making a record, you find a vocal voice that matches the record. And so I found a voice that matched the record, and I hope I can do it live for more than 5 seconds.
I mean, I've seen it. He can.
Yeah.
No, in fact, he's quite able.
Yes. Yeah. So I I really want to know if Stu's ever seen a vocal coach.
I mean, I don't think they teach those vowels.
In Australia, they might.
In Australia, they might.
I mean, if there's anything that I've learned from vocal coaches, they're not teaching me American vowels either. They are teaching pure singing vowels.
Right. And the thing that I've learned from vocal coaches is they really care about breath control.
They do.
And like where you project your voice in your head, which are the two most important things to not blowing out your voice while doing metal vocals.
Resonance within your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like singing above the pencil and like, yeah. And so I really want to know if Stu got coached at all on how to do this. Or if it's truly just he went into the studio and did a thing and went, oh, that's good enough.
Well, he's been doing it for 7 years and he still has a voice, so he's probably not a smoker.
And I kind of like, I mean, you know, whatever he did to make the vocals work, it worked. But I kind of like the idea that just like the first people coming into a vocal booth trying to do metal, like he's really invoking a lot of this band Exodus from the 80s.
I don't know Exodus at all. I really ought to, but I don't.
I mean, I should be clear. My knowledge in thrash metal is very strange and sporadic due to a music project I'm doing with a friend where we're listening through albums from the 20th century. So I've heard random thrash albums, but Exodus, I was immediately, because I've been listening to Infest the Rat's Nest for 7 years. Exodus I've only been listening to for 2 years.
Sure.
And so I'm like, but immediately upon listening to this record again, I was like, oh my God, he's doing what these guys did where they just walked in there like, I want to hear something more evil. What Sabbath, not evil enough, you know, and they come in and they shred their vocals and it's amazing. I mean, but the thing is that Stu made such a singular sound on this record. Like he is invoking other bands that I'm aware of, but doing it in his own way, in a very Giz way.
Yeah, at one point he talks about where's my note on that? In Self-Immolate, he talks about comparing his vocals to Slayer and Sepultura.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't listen to either of those bands.
Sepultura, incredible. Brazilian rhythms with thrash metal.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get the Cosmic Neighborhood to start covering that.
we have talked about it. No joke, because Mateus, our singer, he was in all the metal bands. Oh, geez, sorry, I bumped the microphone there.
Way to go!
When I talk about metal, I just get really animated. No, we've talked about covering Sepultura. That has crossed our path.
That would be such a delight.
Yeah.
I think another thing that really stood out to me on this song, and honestly throughout the record, is holy fucking shit. That bass guitar is working.
Yeah, I am so scared to record anything for this record because I am not good enough.
Because when it's not playing 30-second notes,
and it's playing 30-second notes a lot,
it's doing these big fucking runs that are just like there's full ass bass solos on this record.
Oh God, what song has that bridge?
I don't think that I could even remotely come close, no matter how much I practice. So you might not end up hearing me at all in the sting for this episode. We'll see.
I think there's a very good chance that the sting for this episode is just me doing Mars for the Rich solely on guitar with no other instrumentation.
I think there's some stuff that we can probably do.
I think there is, yeah.
But Superbug and Perihelion are both slower.
I keep being drawn to that Mars from the Rich riff.
I know you like it a lot.
That bass solo in the bridge, yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
Let's talk about the one other moment in Planet B that really took me by surprise. When he sings towards the end of the song, "There is no Planet B," for one of the last times, he jumps up into his falsetto, and it is beautiful. It's "There is no Planet B," and it made me so happy.
You sang all of that like a chorister.
Did I?
Yeah.
Fuck. I swear to God, I used to do harsh vocals in a metal band. I swear to God, I did. I was good at it. Even I have credentials. I'm a decent vocalist. Not everything I do sounds like I'm a fucking choir boy.
We do have to mention one more thing about Planet B before we go on.
Please mention one more thing about Planet B.
They talk about petrol, which makes this one of their most Australian songs.
There are so many like hidden Australianisms throughout their discography. And
It's hilarious.
It is.
I got a kick out of it, especially because so many thrash bands are American.
And something that I definitely noticed in Ratty, their sort of mini documentary about the making of the record. These guys are fucking bogans. Like, these guys.
Okay, it's
are
time
white
for Yael's
trash as all
vocabulary
hell.
corner.
Okay, well, if you hadn't talked over me, you would have heard me say it just then too.
Bogans are white trash. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It's just bogan isn't a word. Where is the word bogan from? Like
Australia.
geographically. Oh.
I know some other Australian
What the fuck,
Slang.
Noel? Like, obviously.
Okay, so maybe I wasn't paying the most attention to the most recent thing you said.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fuck. See, this podcast really has a way of making me look like an idiot.
Well, I lean into it.
Because I keep thinking about, what's the next thing I want to say, which causes me to lose words from what you're saying. And I know that most of what good podcasting is listening to your co-hosts and listening to your guests. And like that's a huge part of what makes good podcasting good. I am terrible at that.
They've also been using the word bogan a lot on Taskmaster Australia lately.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. One of the comedians that's in the group of five is definitely a bogan, and the Taskmaster Tom really likes to point that out.
Interesting.
So yeah, you've been hearing that word a bunch lately.
Sure.
Taskmaster Australia, really good show.
Yeah, it's right up there as good as Taskmaster New Zealand, which is as good as Taskmaster UK.
Yeah.
Like, they're all three brilliant shows. If you're only watching Taskmaster UK, you are fucking up.
I want to see Taskmaster South Africa.
I want to see Taskmaster Brazil.
Oh.
The problem with Taskmaster Brazil is it would be in Portuguese.
I'm okay with that. We can subtitle it.
I don't know.
I watched The Circle Brazil, and it was wonderful.
I've tried the We've tried the Taskmasters that are subtitled, and they're just
Wait, what other countries have it?
Oh, there's
so
Norway,
many.
there's Sweden.
Oh, God.
There's Quebec.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is in Quebecois French.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few. I can't remember all of them.
There's a bunch. Some of them are very hard to obtain in the U.S.
Love that.
Like, I can't even find ways to pirate them.
You just got to go to Quebec.
I guess.
There's great fishing in Quebec.
Everybody loves Quebec.
But you're not allowed to fish. We've heard fishing for fishies.
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
it
yes.
It don't make them happy.
Well, you know where there
either.
You know where there is no fish? Mars. At least I think.
Before we get to Mars for the Rich, I do want to talk about the video for Planet B.
Oh yeah, I did not rewatch it in prep for this, so remind me. I did see it in 2019.
I'm just gonna read you Flightless Newsletter's like description of the video's plot. And so in the Flightless Newsletter, they said, standing in the final moments of civilization, I'm just gonna take that again.
Standing in the final moments of civilization, the offer. Wow, you're right. That is a hard word.
my turn.
And now you have to leave it in, you bitch.
Standing in the final moments of civilization, the offerers repent. I can't read the rest because the screen is too far away.
Through their rituals, they summon Zagan, a president of hell.
Zagan, wearing the meat suit of a woman, grants them a safe passage into the vestibule of hell. Using a Mitsubishi Lancer and a sawn-off shotgun, she performs their last rites, opening the gateway to... I have no idea what this next word is.
I think it's supposed to be Hades.
That would make sense, but it's spelled H-E-D-I-E-S, which is not how you spell Hades.
It's how you spell Hades in Australia.
I think it's supposed to be
I
Hades.
think it is.
No, it's it might be like ancient Greek or something.
So
Listeners, correct us.
in this video, this woman shows up and starts shooting everybody with shotguns.
But it starts off with them all on the ground barking like dogs.
which
Oh,
I
this
am
is just the
always
new
a
scene.
fan of.
Too, or self-immolate. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm always a fan of seeing the band do like weird queer shit.
Yeah, like in Satan Speeds Up when they're like walking on all fours in essentially a fursuit
Right.
and pissing on a hydrant.
Right. Because honestly, The dog thing is pretty standard Giz at this point.
It must make you so happy.
It does actually, yes. I'm into the whole dog thing.
And then somebody comes up, and the president of hell comes up and just starts shooting them as they just sort of lay there and take it.
Yeah. I'm really curious as to what gerrymandering looks like in hell.
Well, they probably have Jerry himself, because it was named after a guy.
The guy whose name, weirdly enough, was pronounced Gary.
Wait,
Was it
no
really?
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Elbridge
awful.
Gary.
Yeah, gerrymandering is the worst portmanteau in history. The combination of Gary and salamander became gerrymander.
And that, my friends, is your American history of our podcast.
So
You're going to be able to pass an AP test by the end of this.
So Mars for the privileged, Earth for the poor?
Definitely not.
I think it's time for
Mars
Mars for the rich.
sinners.
So this entire album is just like one giant middle finger to Elon Musk.
Thank fuck for that.
I wrote my first note for Mars for the Rich is this is the Elon song.
Yeah, it is. And like the entire album is pretty anti-Elon, but especially Mars for the Rich. And I am glad that they saw this back in 2019 when so many people were still sucking the dick of Elon Musk.
when people were still buying their Teslas before Elon went crazy.
Oh, trust me, they're still doing it.
Oh, I'm aware. And they're still putting those stickers on their new cars that were released after Elon went crazy.
I cannot legally talk about electric vehicles because they're the primary part of my job. No, I'm kidding. If you want to know if someone bought a Tesla after Doge, just look at the headlights, and if it's that single
seriously.
line like the Cybertruck, you'll know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
that have been released after the Nazi salute are just very coincidentally different enough. And so
You can always
you can
tell.
always tell whether it's pre or post Nazi salute.
And if you didn't know, there are quite a lot of other EVs on the market. You don't have to buy a Tesla.
Yeah, you can buy a Rivian. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to buy a Rivian.
Hyundai, Kia,
Right.
Chevy. They
Right.
all make them.
Literally
Or-
everybody's making them.
Literally everyone.
Or you can buy the F-150 Lightning, a car that still exists.
Yes, in our minds.
In our minds and in our hearts.
Yeah. So Mars for the Rich. This one's fucking cool.
This
I
one's
gotta
so
admit
cool.
This
It
one's
opens
so
up
fucking cool.
with just like by itself a solo guitar riff that when you hear it, you just immediately go, "Oh, this song's gonna rip."
And it does.
And it does. And then the bass comes in, and Emma, who is on our episode about Polygon Dwanaland, immediately goes, "Oh, this reminds me of Iron Maiden."
See, I would have said Zeppelin. Actually, I did. I wrote Zeppelin ass riff.
I haven't listened to much Zeppelin. I don't care for the Zeppelin I have heard.
That's completely fine. It's heavy blues, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it does nothing for me.
But I love that this is the second song because, like, okay, we did thrash. Is this going to be a totally thrash record? No, there's going to be some other stuff going on in the record, and we're going to show you.
Right,
immediately.
because heaven forbid Giz releases a record where every track is predictable.
Yeah, I was there for Willoughby Beach.
I think you guys are probably going to talk about this, but I learned while listening to the song that there was a Doom ass FPS released for this game or for this song.
There
Yeah,
sure
you played it?
was.
No.
I played it.
I played it.
I will say, I have been around rats as pets, so the fact that you shoot rats kind of, I'm always a
hurts a
little
little
more
bit.
conflicted about it nowadays. Like I'll see
Yeah.
a rat in the streets and be like, oh,
But it's got
cute.
this song.
No, I know. Yeah, but anyway, I did see it and it did seem awesome because this whole album is Mad Max meets Doom meets something else.
Yeah.
And we've already seen like Polygon Dwanaland remade in the Doom sound font.
Yeah.
Which just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. People love like Doom. People love Quake. And they love shoving them in wherever they belong.
Yeah, and they love Polygon Dwanaland and shoving it wherever they can. So it's just a match made in heaven.
So
But-
did you get to the point in the rat game? Did you get to the point where it references Boland?
No, I've got no idea how to get there. I am not good at video games. I am not good at video games like this in particular.
Sure.
And it didn't honestly keep my attention enough to like get good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It's not honestly a very good game, but it
No.
is a very good bit of promotional material.
It's
that's
fun.
how most video game tie-ins to albums
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
But like, hell yeah, like I'm glad it exists. It's fun.
It's a fun
like,
thing
it's
to
a fun
play for
as a
10 minutes.
concept.
I literally didn't think I could like this album more, and then I was like, hell yeah, another point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, this song is cool. It's got a really good way for me of mixing the little bit more melodic moments with
Yeah.
the metal vocals that we heard on Planet B, the heavier vocals. I should be using that phrase more instead because it's still a metal song even when they're being more melodic with it.
Sure.
But they've got a good mix of the more melodic and the heavier vocals, where the line "Red Mars for the Rich" that we open up with has some of that contour that we don't necessarily hear with the rest of it before it gets into the anger. And this album is, I think, using anger as a good reason to be heavy.
It's like New York City. It's the nth character.
And so I'm just a poor boy living frugally. I see Mars on TV. I see people happy. I work fields with blistered fingers. I look starward. That world has no place for me. In this song, we're getting set up for the rest of the entire album.
Oh yeah.
We're meeting not necessarily like characters that will last throughout, but we are being set up with the sense of what is going on Earth that people are escaping from, and how are people feeling about it? How is life in this world? And
Right, and you're
all of
just
side
a poor moisture farmer.
right, all of side A is pretty much setting up the shit on Earth is bad and there's no real way out, and side B is all okay, what happens when we try to get out? What happens when we get so desperate we have to do anything we can? And it doesn't end well.
Well, I think there's a secret. There's a thing hidden in Mars for the Rich that I noticed this time, which was in the second verse where they say Mars terraforming slowly, Earth has been deformed. And I was like, it's fascinating that the solution to Earth being deformed, when you have terraforming technology as they do in this album,
Of course.
Right.
is not to
Terraform Earth,
but terraform Mars
and make it better. Right. Because how bad is Earth getting that it is still easier to fix the already dead planet than the one that had life and is falling apart?
Or maybe, just to add on, not even whether it's easier or harder, but like more desirable to the people who control that technology. We talked about this being an anti-Elon song. Elon isn't interested in Earth. He's interested in surpassing his limits as a human being and going to Mars and being
He drank
this
the
legendary
effective
hero.
altruist Kool-Aid and became, well, he almost certainly already was, but he's just a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last lyric of Planet B before Mars for the Rich is the sinners are grinners line. Right. And then we go talk about the rich, and it never says who the sinners are. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit
Sinners
later.
are grinners, ear to ear. Baby Jesus sheds a tear. And in Mars for the Rich, we're getting, Mars is for the privileged, and the czars are living large, right? Our oligarchs are just, whining and dining themselves, just cheersing each other all to hell while, we work here with blistered fingers and can't be happy.
So when they come to the chorus and they go, Red Mars, and it's got that big, like, almost like crowd vocal effect, does that make you think of Motley Crue?
Just the tiniest bit, yes.
Because my
there
first
are
thought was,
splashes of
this
hair
sounds
metal.
like Motley Crue. Like, this is 80s as fuck.
Yeah. But like we were Metallica, Slayer, Exodus, whatever on the first album and our first song, Planet B, and now we're dipping our toes in glam metal, hair metal, just for a second.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's enough to like break it up and make you go, okay, there's some variation here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think of a lot when I think of the sort of effective altruist? We just have to save like a small group of people who can restart humanity when everybody else dies. I think of the movie Dr. Strangelove. and how everybody suddenly gets really excited when they realize that in order to restart humanity down in the bunkers, they're just gonna have to be fucking all the time. And how they go from sheer terror at the concept of mass death to, oh, but the prettiest women are gonna have to be down here with us in the bunker, and we get to fuck our way to the top.
Bitches, you don't have to rape attractive women. You can just be cool and fuck attractive women. Like, it's not hard. I do it all the time. Like, you don't have to coerce
I don't know if there are any
people
incels
into
listening to this podcast, but please listen right now.
You don't have to coerce women into sleeping with you by making them the last people alive on Earth. You can just be a decent fucking human being. It's not hard. Learn some social skills. Get off 4chan. Get off Reddit. Go be an actual human in real life. Get some hobbies. Follow those hobbies. Don't do them expressly for the purpose of meeting women. Do them because you love the hobby. And you know what you will find while you're doing your hobby that you love so much? Other people. And through those other people, you will meet more people. And eventually, some of those people will be women. And if you keep being fucking normal, and this is important, you do have to keep being fucking normal. Eventually,
Not just nice, normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, you will find a woman who also likes you, and you will get to fuck. It's not that hard. It just requires a modicum of patience and the ability to be fucking normal. So please, for the love of God, be fucking normal.
I do appreciate that for the people on this album that are not normal, that there is a karmic balancing by the end of the record.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
We'll talk
and it's the same in Dr. Strangelove is, what happens while they're all talking about how great it's going to be down in the bunker where they're just fucking nonstop? They all fucking die.
Yeah.
Another story that I really like, and we're going to piss off a lot of metal fans while we're talking about this because none of us know the most about thrash metal. We're also going to piss off video game fans because I'm going to say that Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my favorite games of all time.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
And the story of Horizon Zero Dawn, without giving too much away, because there are people in this room that I don't want to know the full story, does have to do with this sort of like rich people in the past taking over with tech and then it leading to a sort of karmic balancing for them. I'm having to be really vague here.
They
I
can't
apologize,
control the
listeners.
tech anymore, and
Yeah.
it gets out of hand because they vibe coded it with Claude and they don't actually understand the code themselves.
I mean, we're talking about Mars for the Rich. They definitely vibe coded it with Grok.
Stu knew in 2019. But no, I mean, these are some of my favorite stories in sci-fi.
Yeah.
From Doctor Strangelove to Horizon to this album, and I'm excited to keep talking about it as we go through the record.
And you know what? Elon Musk, you're fucking canceled.
Elon Musk, you're fucking canceled.
Thank God.
There's a little instrumental break before the second chorus where everything kind of drops out.
The drum fill? Are we talking about the drum fill?
Yeah, we can talk about the drum fill.
That drum fill. I just wrote it so tasty. That's all I want to say.
Can we talk about it, please? Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? It's so tasty.
How do you talk about a drum fill intellectually? Like, you can say, oh yeah, I really appreciated how you went from 30-second notes to dotted. Fuck off.
I mean,
I just
you know
want to run
what?
it back.
You know what I'll say about the drums? I really like how much they use the toms.
Yeah, the
I fucking
toms are
love
good.
toms. I
Yeah.
love tom work, and not enough music uses toms to good effect. Too many people just ride on the cymbals all the fucking time, and cymbals are great, but give me some of those fucking toms.
If you
Yeah.
like Toms, listen to the Cosmic Neighborhood.
That's right. That's fucking right.
What do I listen to if I just really like China's?
China's? Oh, like a hardcore breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just really ignorant shit.
Yeah.
The bass solo in the song needs to be called out. It's like 18 measures long.
It's so good, and
It's really
I'm
round.
annoyed.
It's really
it's so
round texturally, and it feels it pops out, and you notice it, and it's acrobatic.
Yeah, it's scary. I don't think I will ever be good enough for it, and that's okay. That just needs to be all right.
So this is where I reveal something that I haven't said before. I get to share my truth with you, which is that this is the first song I heard from this record.
You cheated,
I didn't intentionally cheat.
but you cheated.
I watched Megan 2.0.
Oh my God. I forgot.
And this song is in Megan 2.0, but I watched it before I knew about King Gizzard.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually retain anything, but technically, this was the first Giz song I listened to.
So did it sound familiar to you?
No, not at all.
Okay. So you just know in retrospect you must have heard it.
Right. Yeah.
I had this thought that for a second that like as you went into this whole project, that's what you were expecting.
No.
So in fact, Mars for the Rich was your first Giz song then,
Yeah.
at least to your knowledge.
At least to my knowledge, which is fucking wild because I think that this was the first song that they actually licensed to a movie.
So then it would almost certainly be your first Giz song, unless
Yeah.
you happened to hear it at some house party where somebody had the aux.
Sure, which is entirely reasonable
Yeah.
given how many house parties I go to.
You had a life before me.
I did, and it was a good life, and it was mainly spent at home fighting with my ex-wife.
I don't know how to respond to that.
No,
I'm not allowed
kidding.
to respond to that.
I'm kidding. That's not what my life was with Mel.
No,
my
now
life
you're-
with Mel was spending all of my time at church.
No,
so
it's your
sorry.
life now that's spent the entire time fighting with your wife.
Right, and really, that's the OCD's fault.
Ugh. Hey, don't blame me.
I'm not blaming you.
It's my OCD.
I also have OCD,
Oh, yeah.
and when they
forget that.
clash, that's really fun.
It is.
I made a note about Mars for the Rich. For this album, I tried something new where I created a section in my notes just for the lyrics for each song. And so for the lyrics for Mars for the Rich, I just wrote down the note. Do I need to write notes here?
It's a very blunt song.
It's the most straightforward song that they've written in quite a minute, I think.
Yeah.
I
Like,
literally, I think I wrote,
I think
this
I think
record is
Planet
blunt.
B too. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I think that everything is pretty blunt, except you could make an argument for hell.
I
Sure.
think Organ Farmer has a lot more going on underneath it than just well, we'll talk about it in a second.
Literally next.
We can do
Do it
Organ
now.
Farmer. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
talk about
Organ
Organ
Farmer.
Farmer.
The
which
Cannibal
is-
Anthem. Let's
Which
go.
is once again a Joey Cavs 2 song.
No. Is it cannibal?
It's a lot. There's a
It's
lot
a
going
lot.
on.
I definitely got the impression not of like they're eating these grown people.
Blood
I got,
minestrone, fatty rolls of brie.
Yum.
okay.
Which also wild choices of
the
food.
fatty rolls of brie. I got the impression more as like these are blood bags. These are like the. Do you know the ridiculously awful conservative like Twitter influencer Brian Johnson, who's all about living forever, and so he's microdosing estrogen?
Yes.
I do now.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
and I'm sorry, dear listeners.
He's like this 50-year-old guy
Yeah.
who claims that he's got the body of a 20-year-old because he's doing like blood doping and he's taking estrogen and he's like really, really working hard to stay young and he looks so 50.
and he also posts about how his wife has a top 1% vagina.
What are the units of measurement?
No, I don't want to know, but he's doing fucking vagina phrenology. Like seriously, like everybody on fucking fascist Twitter, after this guy is posting about eating out his wife, is talking about whether or not, based on his wife's like vagina microbiome report, is probably white or not. Like, this guy and his followers are literally doing vagina phrenology.
It's so good.
Vagina phrenology should be a piece of merch.
The first ever Midnights with the Wizard Lizard merch is just a shirt that says vagina phrenology. Midnights with the Lizard
Second
Wizard.
ever.
That's
Second
right, we
ever.
have stickers.
We did print stickers.
And they're amazing.
If you want a sticker, come see us at Field of Vision. It's
If you want
in
to be
August.
on the podcast, come find us at Field of Vision.
Yeah, we'll be bringing our portable recorder, the same one that we are using now, and we're going to be recording probably all 3 nights.
Yeah, because
not the music, like just where we're going to be recording
us and other
we're doing
people
podcasting. Yeah.
Yeah. Which will be really, really weird. Organ Farmer.
No. I have a reason I brought up that awful dude.
Oh, right. You do, don't you? I'm sorry. I forgot we were still talking about
Was
him.
it just punishment?
I forgot we were still talking about him.
Because I said Cannibal Anthem.
Well, so
And I think I know where
there
you're
was
taking
something
this, yeah.
about how like he wanted to make sure that his son stayed as healthy as possible and within like easy like driving distance of him. I don't remember exactly what it was because I try not to think about him too much, but it made it very clear that like he saw his son as a possible source of future like transplant organs in his quest to live forever. That like that was a major source of his relationship with his son is the possibility of future organ donation.
Yeah. No,
and it's great that families are, you know, more able than strangers to be able to save each other's lives with organ donation. It's great that, like, I'm sure that, you know, I would want to help save my dad's life if I could donate, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
an organ to him. But I think that seeing your child as primarily
a blood bag
is pretty fucking gross. And, like, that's the kind of organ farming I had envisioned in this song, was farming people for like medical use. But I definitely see with minestrone and rolls of brie the cannibalism.
Yeah. Well, and I think I think that both are definitely occurring in this song. I mean, they're talking about growing humans in laboratories.
Right.
I just don't think you need to be as carefully precise with your incisions if you're, you know, butchering for meat than you are if you're like a doctor trying to transplant shit.
That's completely understandable. God, it's still hard to talk normally about this subject.
There's a line at the end of the song that I think is really telling about what the song is about, where they sing "Farm Colossal, Wake the Fossil." And I think that's a really telling lyric, because you can take that to mean we can revitalize people. We can bring old people back to youth by giving them new organs. And to me, that makes the entire song read somewhere between like Repo the Genetic Opera and The Matrix.
Definitely, I get Repo the Genetic Opera vibes from this.
Yeah. And it's a little gross.
It's more than a little gross.
Like this is definitely their grossest song since Vomit Coffin.
I'm glad that since Murder of the Universe.
Okay, yeah.
I am glad that they didn't go literal with the music video for this one.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I'm very glad they didn't. It's hard for me to listen to Murder of the Universe to the end of that still because of all of the vomiting.
Yeah.
It's still too gross for me, but this, I just, if they had gone literal.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the video for just a second. A Reddit user who attended the video shoot commented, "At the video shoot, they told us it was about a ritualist..." According to a Reddit user who attended the video shoot, they said, "At the video shoot, they told us it was about a ritualistic mass suicide for people who want to leave this planet and are eager to get to their destination in the next life because it will be far better than what Earth has become. The next destination is hell."
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we get the return of our Hell President Zagan.
Yes.
Who is spraying the entire like party room full of some chemical, some gas.
Sure.
And everybody's dancing around in masks of various kinds. The only people that are not masked are the members of the band and Hell President Zagan. We see them all just sort of partying together, like dancing together to music. And we see the members of the band just absolutely destroying a car.
According to one Reddit user's comment, one of the songs that they were dancing to during that section was "I Was Made for Lovin' You" by Kiss. which I think is a particularly good piece of flavor to know.
Yeah, no, that feels like it's going to be like he really broke his toe when he kicked the rock.
It was a helmet.
Nerd.
Gladly.
But yeah, okay, so they're dancing around, and then
the president of hell pumps the room full of gas to kill them all. She's also wearing teddy bears for some reason.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I thought that was a little weird.
Really don't have a good explanation for that.
No, none at all. At some point, everybody's painted with words all over their shirtless bodies.
Yeah, the words say organ farmer a bunch.
Yeah. And then they all start smashing a car with crowbars.
Yeah, I assume that that's the same car that Zagan pulled up in Planet B, but I'll be honest,
a fair assumption.
I don't actually know enough about cars.
I wasn't paying enough attention to find out if that was the same car, and quite frankly, I don't care to pay that much attention.
You know the exact thing that I noticed about the car because you know me well enough, I'm sure. The thing that I noticed about the car was that the license plate was from Victoria, Australia.
I did not notice that, actually.
No, you wouldn't notice that, but like my point is more, I'm sure you're not surprised
I'm not.
that I was playing GeoGuessr with the car.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised even the slightest. One thing I did like about the car, though, and you won't be surprised to hear this, is that they had a really cool red light inside the car that was just glowing the entire interior.
I didn't notice that at all.
That to me was such a good piece of lighting design that set such a good vibe, and it made me so happy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is something that doesn't surprise me that you would have gravitated towards at all, and I didn't notice for a second.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, this song, pretty gross. Okay, the more I'm looking at these lyrics, yeah, they're definitely eating these people.
They're doing everything. I mean,
they're doing everything, right? I mean, I guess waste not, want not.
Zooming out from the record, like I see, okay, we've degraded Earth in the Planet B. Then Mars for the rich are leaving Earth, and the destitute, the poor, are left to like sort of provide resources for them on Earth. And this is just the next step. Earth is still degrading,
yeah,
right,
the quality, and now they're like, well, we can't even grow anything, so we're gonna grow you.
Yeah,
because humans are like one of the most adaptable creatures. We're gonna grow you, and we're gonna eat you. We're gonna use you for medical reasons. And I think when I said this, I think at the onset of the song, I said something about this having like a little more nuance than some of the other songs on the record, is because there are a lot of parallels to things that you like what you mentioned, Gael, that are happening today. Like, this is obviously disgusting and gross,
right,
but it's
also
it's inspired by a lot of real things that do happen today. There is like medical organ farming that occurs around the globe.
Sure.
And it's horrifying.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's unfortunately
that's part
very,
of
very real.
That's part of the reality that Stu was alluding to when he said that this is the serious kind of horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we're about to get to the next song, which is about a globe-destroying, like, pandemic.
I wonder how it started.
Mass death.
Might have been a factory farm.
So our next song is Superbug, which is weirdly, I believe, it's our second Stu only written song.
Yeah.
Because Planet B was written only by Stu, and now Superbug is written only by Stu.
That's right. And the next song as well, Venusian 1, is written only by Stu, and everything else is credited Stu Joey Calves.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I think it's interesting that Planet B is credited only to Stu, because they talk about Planet B being the song that broke the record for them.
Right.
Where they didn't know that they were doing a thrash record until they wrote Planet B, and then they were like, oh!
Now we know what this is going to be.
Yeah.
So
that means that this record is entirely Stu's brainchild.
Yeah. So Superbug, the weirdest thing about it is that it was written in 2019.
Yeah.
I continue.
It is about a global pandemic.
You don't need to say global before pandemic. Pandemics are already global.
There can be multi-global pandemics.
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic doesn't seem like it's going to Mars.
You know what? You know what?
What?
I'm unhappy with you at the moment.
That's okay.
And I'm just going to make that clear for the podcast listener because they can't see me. They can't know my emotional
But they've
state.
heard all of our other episodes.
It's true. At this point, they know us pretty well.
It's really the only appropriate reaction.
This week we heard from a listener who went through our entire back catalog in like a week.
Which,
Love that.
thank you. Love that.
Yeah, but also
more of you
what
should be
the
doing that.
Fuck, that's a lot of Noel and Yael to take in for a week.
Like, I'm not sure that I can handle having that much of ours in
Oh God,
in
no!
my life.
I pray that this person was listening at 2x speed.
Seriously, like, please, like, pay only half attention while you're in the middle of like doing your actual job or something, because if you have that too much concentrated Noel in your life, you end up like me.
And that's not good for anybody. Superbug,
I like you.
Superbug seems like maybe, and I'm not perfectly versed in these genres of metal.
Ooh, I
don't
can help.
I don't know what genre is what genre of metal, but is this stoner metal?
I said that I think this is the most doom or stoner metal song on the record.
Yeah, because it's definitely a lot slower than the rest.
It's slower. It's the longest song on the record.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the silliest lyrics.
It definitely felt the first time like it really dragged on. I mean, again, does it really have the silliest lyrics?
Okay, Insano Volcano, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But I just love shoulda used phages. Instead, you took ages.
Okay,
like, that's one of the nerdiest lines.
Okay, except for the fact that that's like a legitimate complaint.
Oh no!
Can we talk about that lyric for just a second and
Yeah.
do
About
Yael's
bacteriophages?
vocabulary
Yes.
corner?
Yeah. So the song is particularly not just about any pandemic. It's not about a virus like, say, COVID-19. It's about a bacterial pandemic, specifically one that is resistant to antibiotics.
Right, because they talk about that fear of like accidentally creating a universe that's too antibiotic resistant, and so then we're just fucked.
Right. So we get lyrics like "ate all your prescription drugs," and we get "penicillin is a duck that's sitting on the road for luck." We get "antimicrobial resistance is futile." We get "unnecessary anti-bees likely killed humanity." So it's definitely, this is a drug-resistant bacterial infection that has grown without bound to destroy life.
And if you want,
Which is a real thing to be afraid of.
Oh yeah, no, like legitimately this is happening.
if you want an antibiotic bacterial infection, that is antibiotic resistant bacterial infection.
There we go.
A great way to get that is to lock yourself in a bunker with a bunch of like nerds and hot women and no access to like any meds and just fuck forever. That'll kill you.
And harvest organs from your fellow humans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like
In
we've
non-surgical
definitely
No,
doses.
set
that'll
up.
get you some prion disease right there.
Oh, I wish. Then we wouldn't need the song "Hell" at the end.
And so there is another way to fight bacterial infections.
Okay.
And this was a method that was used by the Soviet Union in the 1920s and never really became popular in the West because antibiotics very quickly became available and very good and very cheap. And most of the literature that was written about this other method was written in Russian or Georgian languages. And so they just didn't know about them in most of the West. And this is bacteriophages. So phage is a Greek root meaning like to devour.
Okay.
So a bacteriophage is actually a virus that infects and replicates within a bacterial cell, within a bacterium, and destroys it.
Okay.
And so they can be used to fight bacterial infections and are apparently seeing scientists looking at them more and more in recent years as a possible avenue away from the antibiotics that are becoming more and more challenging to use to actually fight bacterial infection. Scientists have suggested that COVID in particular also made the ability to fight antibacterial resistance harder.
Okay.
That makes sense. Lots of people deploying lots of home remedies or things and just at rates they don't need to.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're taking an antibiotic, finish your course as prescribed by your
Always.
doctor. Always finish the course. but do not take antibacterials unless you are prescribed them and well managed, because you could very well end up killing yourself and others through your mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing on phages.
Yes.
Weirdly, a relevant term in 2026 because of Project Hail Mary, which famously has astrophages, which are light-eating bacteria.
I hadn't connected that.
I know a lot of people probably saw that movie, and I just kind of wanted to draw the connections even further. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that makes way more sense to me now. I specifically didn't look that word up because I wanted you to explain it on the show.
It was a fantastic explanation.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you.
I learned something too.
I mean, I only found out about some of this stuff researching for this podcast. Like, I didn't know that they used to be used in Soviet Russia to the effect that they were. I mean, penicillin was pretty fucking remarkable for its time, and it kind of sucks that we have let the problem get where it's gotten.
Yeah.
But I'm, certainly glad that we don't all have all of the, diseases from the 50s.
Listen, I'm glad that we're researching stuff that isn't penicillin because I'm allergic to amoxicillin.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Or at least I was as a kid. Apparently that's one that you can outgrow. But nobody has ever wanted to test me and find out if it's still an ongoing concern.
Understandable. So yeah, it's really like COVID-19 was not a bacterial infection. It could not have been prevented through better management of antibacterial drugs or the use of phages. It's completely separate.
Sure.
But it's still a little bit like odd, I guess, to be listening to a song written in 2019 about a pandemic that wipes away, so many lives in throughout the world, when they were prevented from touring literally the next year by COVID, and now we're listening to this song on the other side of this.
And they linked the song in their cancellations of those tours.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I get it. Yeah,
Right.
I would too.
Absolutely. Yeah. They've mentioned in interviews, hey, this is a song that we wrote in 2019 about 2020. They didn't know, but it is disturbingly
prescient.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Dune mentioned.
I think something really cool is the way that they hammer on to start their phrases. Like, there's so many phrases that start with those really cool hammer-ons that you just go, yeah, no, this is a great technique. You're using it well. It just feels like thrash metal. It feels like metal.
They have those little 2/4 stingers at the end of each verse, which might be what you're referring to. It's very Metallica almost. I mean, this song is very Black Sabbath-esque in its doomy stoner metal riffs, but there's in the past, Giz has had a lot of playing around with time signatures and song structures, and I feel like this was the first song on this record, if I'm not mistaken, where that started to creep back in.
Yeah.
And I love that.
They play with it throughout the record, but I think it's a lot more distinct on this one. And I think you notice it more because it's slower, too.
That's probably what it was, yeah.
I mean, I certainly am not the world's best at counting out my time signatures.
Neither am I. I've just looked them all up on Ultimate Guitar.
When it is 200 beats per minute, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not the drummer, so I don't have to.
I did try to count the intro to Self-Immolate, and I think I know what it is, but I'm afraid.
Sure, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, no, Superbug has so many cool melodic elements that are not just melodic, but rhythmic and instrumental. They're not anywhere else in the record, and I love it. And I said the lyrics were silly, and they are corny because they're nerdy, because they are so grounded. They did remind me a lot of Enter Shikari, if any listeners know that band. I know Noel knows Enter Shikari, because the singer for that band, he will write lyrics that are very grounded in science, but are emotional also. And this song
and they're also
those things.
Corny as fuck.
Very corny. And Rao, if you ever hear this, I mean that with so much love.
Yeah, but Enter Shikari's lyrics, bit corny.
Yes.
And that's okay, because almost all of their contemporaries are as well.
Unfortunately, we have learned recently that Enter Shikari will not be able to come play in the U.S.
because of visa issues.
Because of visa issues.
Not the first band.
Not the first band.
This year.
Very sad. Really, really hoping that everybody on the Field Division lineup, well, at least everybody remaining on the Field Division lineup,
We've already lost one.
is able to make it here, because we have lost Le Trente de la Air.
Yeah.
Because they're from
Niger.
Yeah. Which is on the
which is on the
listeners,
big band list.
I'm
yeah.
fuming.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. I remember
And
it, and
it
it's
sucks so much because they're really cool.
I think Le Tron de l'Air. Yeah, I think yeah.
My French is not the best, which actually we'll get to talk about that in Self-Immolate as well.
Oh, sure. Mal de Mer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Apple Music gets wrong. They say melt a mare, like turning a horse into glue.
Which would make sense on this album, but you know.
Honestly, I didn't think it made a ton of sense, but also I wasn't like
Well, in that
super
part of the
willing-
album, it wouldn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
But I also just wasn't super ready to question it.
It's another career of balloon moment.
Oh my god. Fucking Career of Balloon made no fucking sense. But that one I knew from the get-go, this is a fucking weird ass lyric.
Yeah.
My god, I forgot you were bald. Josh just took off his hat, and like, I've known Josh for a while. I love Josh.
Sometimes I forget too.
He's been wearing the hat for a minute, and he just took it off an hour and a half into recording.
And the reflection blinded Yael.
Yeah.
Yes, there is sun here in Seattle to reflect off of my head.
There's a section of the song that is kind of bass driven. And there's just like all these guitar ad libs over top of it. And let me tell you, I love a guitar ad lib. The first thing I thought of when they started doing that was, oh, you could stretch this out live. You could really make this one of the most interesting live songs on the album. And you could play this one live a ton. And then I looked at the stats on kglw.net.
Yeah, they've played it 22 times.
That seems... I have no frame of reference with Giz. That seems low.
They've done
It's
Mars
not
for the Rich
high.
like 160
Okay,
times.
okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah, among songs on Infest the Rat's Nest, this is not by a huge margin, but still notably the least played song. Granted, every song on Rat's Nest has been played at least 22 times, which makes it
a very popular live album.
Way more popular to play live than a lot of what we've heard
I think it
recently.
might be played live more than anything off of Sketches.
I think that might be right. I have to check now.
I mean,
I have to check.
I was
now.
wondering if Sketches, I mean, this is a bit of a tangent. I was wondering if that was impacted by playing with Mild, or doing the record with Mild High Club, and,
almost
and not
certainly.
having them there to help.
It
flesh out the record
probably
live.
is. It is tied with the book,
It is tied with the book.
and the book has the most.
Okay, here we go. Field Division 2026, The Book and the Superbug. Let's go.
23 for both. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking make it happen. Oh my god. There's a section at the end of the song with big fucking tremolo guitars, and I love a big fucking tremolo guitar, and it's a really, really, really cool look at how disciplined their right hand is.
Yeah, and they've been doing tremolo guitar since the earliest releases. They were doing that back on Anglesey.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were talking about how surfy everything was.
Right. And so you really see them like come back to that, and it's just cool.
The song's placement in the middle of the record and them trying out all these sort of different techniques that they haven't really done on the previous few tracks. It's kind of perfect. Like one thing I talked about while listening, or wrote in my notes while listening to this record again, was the pacing of the record.
Yes.
It is so well paced to not overwhelm you with just blistering thrash the entire time.
Yeah, they tried to do this with Nonagon Infinity, with Mr. Beat kind of breaking things up in the middle. And
There is nothing on this record as bad as Mr. Beat.
Yeah, Mr. Beat sounds off in the way that it breaks up the record. Superbug doesn't sound off, but it serves that same role, trying to break up the first part of the album from what comes and just like hits full force on side B. But it fits better here. The pacing is better, and it still moves things forward.
Yeah, I mean the doom riff, the tremolo guitar. I noted like there's a shuffle near the what was it in the bridge that goes back into the doomy chorus. It's
You
just
like
awesome.
shuffles, but you don't like fishing for fishies?
You know, I'm gonna be real with you. I think I've only listened to Fishing for Fishies once, and it
Okay.
would have been in April 2019 when the record
All
came
right,
out.
so
Okay.
we've
Yeah.
got to make you listen to that like 3 or 4 more times.
That's
and
completely
see if
understandable.
see if that helps, because if there's one thing we have found out about this band,
The more times you listen to a record, the more you're gonna like the record.
I love that.
Like that's been a consistent lesson. Like I
either
think
that or we are just the
Stockholm.
most suggestible people. Yeah, Stockholm syndrome.
I mean,
people.
I already know that I'm a level 6 susceptible.
I mean, you're not quite as bad as the Dean.
No, because the Dean's level 7 susceptible.
Is this measurable?
Have you seen the show Community?
Only the random scattered episodes.
Okay.
I
There
would
is-
love to. It's on my list.
There
of
is a
eventually getting
great
to.
late season episode where they're running out of money like to produce this show because they don't have a major network anymore. And so they do an episode that is clearly just sponsored content from Honda.
Happy Honda days.
But they do a great job of still making it a community episode and playing into the show's strengths.
And so the Dean gets they have a guy on the show who's a marketer, like a viral marketer for Honda. And his whole role in the episode is to market Honda to the various people at Greendale. And he finds out that the Dean is level 7 susceptible, which
so-
means you can do anything you
So
want.
he gets convinced over the course of the episode to buy like every single car that Honda makes, and Honda gets to use this episode to talk about how great the CRV is, whereas like it's also just a really spectacular episode of a very good comedy that it works in a way I've never seen sponsored content work in anything else.
it's like it's a
It
meta
is-
ad. It
it
knows how much of an ad it
legitimately-
is. But the way you're describing
Legitimately,
it.
I
Yeah.
think that you could do a marketing course that holds up this episode as a prime example of how to market.
Yeah, it's a gold standard of product placement in TV.
With EVs, I always think about, and for the listeners, I love transit. I love biking. We also need electric vehicles. That's all I'll say. But yeah.
Yeah.
I took the bus here.
Fuck cars. All this car-dependent infrastructure is ruining life. It's the reason we can't have nice things.
No, it is. I've also been hit by a car. I got a vendetta against
Josh's
cars.
Yeah,
pro
sure.
car, you heard it here first.
But we need to run back this community episode because did they bring the show back? Did they bring community back for like a season or something?
yeah, this is part of the they brought it back.
Okay,
seasons.
yeah, because they should do it again, but just with EVs.
I mean, they absolutely could, and they are doing a movie.
6
Okay.
seasons in a movie.
They are finally doing the movie, or so they say. I won't really
I don't
believe it
believe
until
it.
I see a trailer.
I don't believe it.
But when we got to this part of the record, I had a thought, which was, fuck, I was supposed to be headbanging this entire time.
I don't even have hair, and I've been doing that.
Yeah. Once I get to
Headbanging this whole
Superbug,
episode.
once I get to Superbug, I notice that my head is moving, and I'm like bobbing along to it, and then I'm like actually headbanging to
Is
it, and I
that
go,
because-
oh fuck, that's what I was missing.
Is that because it's slow enough that you're actually able to do that without breaking your neck for the
Yes.
first time on this record?
Probably yes.
No bangovers from Superbug.
Yeah, no. And that's all I have to say about Superbug. We've been on Superbug now for about 25 minutes.
Well, that's all right, because that's
about
the
that
end of
long,
side
right?
A.
No, yeah. Side B, I have a feeling is going to go fast because the pace of the record picks
It's just
up.
so tight. It's just so
Oh,
tight.
I missed one note on Organ Farmer that I want to come back to, which is the way that he shouts, Organ Farmer, is very much like in the vein of Metallica shouting, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. And I forgot to call that out, but I meant to call that out because it's one of my favorite moments on the whole record.
Earlier today, though, Noel was saying organ farmer, just like around the apartment.
Yeah.
But also just mumbled it, and it came out sounding like the Swedish chef. Organ farmer.
Organ Farmer.
And I highly encourage you forever now, please, somebody out there, please make a Swedish Chef cover of Superbug. I need it.
Organ Farmer.
I have a request for our audience. Somebody out there, please make a Swedish Chef cover of Organ Farmer.
Organ Farmer. Organ Farmer.
I think it's just funny that this is also the song where I was walking around singing a part of it, but it's the riff that bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
So between us, we've got like half the song.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like the Swedish Chef would be the delicatessen of his profession.
Sure. Yeah.
And you said it wasn't about cannibalism.
Side B.
You brought me around.
Side B. Let's talk about Venusian 1 and the Venusian Suite. Is that what we can call
Yeah,
this?
I think that, well, we can call either the next 3 songs or really all of side B if you wanted the Venusian Suite.
Yeah, because this is where we start building an actual storyline instead of just like establishing the universe.
Now. We have a connected narrative. And
There are characters.
yeah, we have, well, none of our characters last very long.
The pilot in well, no one lasts very long.
No one lasts very long.
I would like to retract my previous statement.
Yeah, so okay, Earth has been decimated by viruses and cannibals and
And you gotta get the fuck off.
yeah, I don't want to be here and I can't go to Mars because I'm not rich. That ticket's way too expensive.
It is known.
And so we all do the reasonable thing that anybody would think to do at this point.
We build a ship out of the junk that's just lying around. We build a ship out of like Wally's home and we take it to Venus.
I mean, there is no planet B, but there is one planet V.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so you go to Venus and you have great success there and everything goes okay and it's wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that, and I didn't realize, this is one of the things I realized while listening to the album this week, was they don't make it to Venus on this
They
song.
do not make
No.
it to Venus. No.
No,
They're
in
just
fact,
dreaming about it.
They in fact find that getting to Venus is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it turns out to get to Venus, one of the ways you can do that is you can build some momentum by flinging yourself around the sun. Real thing that you could do. Gravity boosts. If you've ever played Kerbal Space Program, you know about your gravity boosts.
No, that's not true. Because I've played Kerbal Space Program, and I don't know about gravity boosts because I never got off the fucking planet.
Okay, maybe you don't know about gravity boosts, and that's why you didn't still play. You're not still playing Kerbal Space Program.
Everyone always says that something is the Dark Souls of something. I think we need to start saying things are the Kerbal Space Program of something.
Okay, well, Perihelion is the Kerbal Space Program of Infest the Rat's Nest.
Well, you talk about this like gravity boost and whatnot. I mean, that we saw something similar when Artemis 2 just went to the moon, and that they slingshot
right.
themselves around the moon to come back to Earth.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is a real thing.
It is. Yeah. So they're trying to get to Venus, and they get really close to the sun. So, just make sure you close your eyes because it'll be really bright, like when the sun shines off of Josh's head. And sorry.
It was beautiful.
Finish my sentence.
It was beautiful.
Oh my god.
For the listeners, I don't know if this will get cut out or not, but I had to literally cover my mouth to stop from bursting out loud and plug my nose.
Well, now you've just guaranteed it's in the show.
Perfect.
You have, because I can't edit out something once you've gone.
So, like, Venus doesn't seem like a great place to go.
It's not the first planet I would pick.
Well, what's the first planet you would pick?
Kepler 22b?
Okay, well, that's going to take a really long time to get to. Like, we're not going to get there until, September.
That's true. So I guess maybe not Kepler 22b.
No, it's going to have to be Venus. But Venus sucks.
Venus sucks.
Venus is where we're headed climate change wise. I mean, Venus is the paragon of climate change.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what Venus was like in the past, but it is covered in greenhouse gases.
Yeah, it's absolutely noxious with sulfur and fumes, and it's hot as all hell. Oh, wait.
It rains.
Wait, it's
hell.
Venus is hell?
It does rain acid and snow metal, which is real. It does rain acid and snow metal on Venus.
I don't feel like this is a good idea.
I mean, the band refers to the people going to Venus I think in this song as sinners. Or it might be later. No, it's in Perihelion. So we know that they're not necessarily doing a good thing either.
Yeah, and if they get there, they're going to have to hold their breath because the outside air will bring them death. Now, granted, like it's not like Mars is easy to live
Stu,
on.
We get it. You like a rhymed couplet.
Wait, I heard this part on Murder of the Universe episode. I know the joke.
Finally, somebody who appreciates us for the podcasters that we are.
So what's the rhyme couplet in question here?
Oh, yeah, I'll just read it off.
Outside air will bring you death. Just make sure you hold your breath.
Yes.
It's very sing-songy.
I have gone insano. I lust for a volcano.
The English language has truly never
sounded so good. Shakespeare, you're canceled. Stu, you're the new Shakespeare.
No. I don't like that. Stu could never inspire a movie as god-awful as Hamnet.
Hamnet wasn't good.
Hamnet wasn't good. I don't understand why it got so much awards buzz.
It's not good.
It's
I
not
haven't
good.
seen Hamnet, but I trust your opinions.
Look, anybody
God.
can make crying porn.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm on board.
When the best thing in the movie is the child actors, you fucked up.
Unless you're making a horror movie, in which case the best thing in your movie should be the child actors, because child actors make horror movies better 100% of the time. There's a reason why It Part 1 is better than It Part 2, and it's not because of the direction.
I mean,
Have either of you
I
seen-
think that we should probably avoid It Part 2 just as a concept on this show.
If it helps, in It Part 2, they did get rid of all the child rape, I believe.
Oh, okay. In that case, we're fine.
Yeah, like that's not a part of the movie. I
How
think
old were you when you first read It?
probably 12.
That's too young to read It.
Yeah.
I feel too young to read it right now.
No,
Oh, and for those of you who don't know, Josh is 7 years old.
I'm like Caillou.
except somehow less annoying. I really like all the interesting things that the bass do on this song. I like all the way that the lead guitar is finally like established in its style, and we know what it's doing at this point in the record. And it's doing all of these big like trills and tapping sections, and they're fun. But somehow the most fun part of this song, it's the gang vocals.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like the gang vocals just chanting V New C N 1. It's so good.
It is.
I have to do an honorable mention to one of my favorite things in drumming, which is when you combine a D beat, which is the like, right, like a punk D beat, with double kick pedal, which they do all over this one in Venetian too.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's also very, very hard to play.
This is what I'm saying. This is why Eric quit the band.
Yeah.
Cavs, you're canceled.
I quit the band. I'm not trying to play this.
I can't imagine like recording this record and going, that was really hard.
Let's make it harder and do one of these where there's a lot more like polymeter.
Yeah. They do it again. God damn it. I don't have much else to say about Venusian 1.
This is about the time where I feel like it's worth noting that for a band that, and for a writer in particular with Stu, who clearly hates religion and Christianity, there's a lot of like Christian language, at least,
Yeah, there
used
is.
throughout this record. In Planet B, we got, baby Jesus. Here we talk about like planting a church. Like they're not like actually religious lyrics in any way, shape, or form, but they're
they
using
are informed by
they're
Christianity.
using some of the language of Christianity in just tiny little ways here and there. And it wouldn't be notable if it weren't for the fact that it's on more than half of the songs on the record.
This is by far
And-
the record that alludes to Christianity the most.
Right, and we just haven't seen that since
The book?
God is in the Rhythm.
The book.
Okay, the book, yeah. But we just don't see it nearly that often with the band. And yet, again, 5 out of the 9 songs here talk about some sort of, or at least use some sort of Christian image in some sense. Generally a very small one until at least we get to hell.
Sure.
When we get to hell, it's a little bit more important, I think.
It's certainly made explicit at that point.
But this is about the point where I start to notice, you know what? Well, actually, no. I mean, I think I probably first noticed it with Baby Jesus in Planet B.
Sure.
But it is about the point where I start to notice, all right, there's a little bit more of this than I was expecting.
And they refer, I think it's important because you're mentioning hell, they refer to Venus as like the holy yellow sky. And that's really going to get inverted when we talk about the amber gates of hell later.
Yes. Yeah. I don't have anything else for Venusian 1.
No, perihelion, which is really the rest of Venusian 1. That's the rest of the story of Venusian 1.
It really is. Like, Venusian 1, perihelion are a pair, and then Venusian 2 through hell are a trilogy there.
So can we start perihelion with the obvious way to start perihelion?
Space is the place for the human race, chasing the race for the new place.
I was going to say with a vocabulary corner.
Oh, okay.
I knew that.
Yeah, perihelion is the point of closest approach to the center of the orbit. So in this case, the spaceship Venusian 1 is flinging itself around the sun so it can reach Venus, and there is a point along this trajectory where it is as close as it's going to get on its flight path to the sun. Unfortunately, at this moment, there is a, how do they phrase it? A solar mountain.
I hate when that happens.
No, not a solar mountain. Yeah, we're looking at a solar flare.
Perfect.
And you don't want to fly through a solar flare. It's a good way to die. And sure enough, die. They do.
The grinning sun has sinners for dinner.
Spoiler alert.
We're talking about this song.
Well, we should also talk about who is leaving Earth. Because it's Stu has, I don't know if you all read this in the interviews, but Stu talked about who is on this ship. Because it's not just humanity. It's like specifically rebels that are trying to escape from Earth, rebels against the rich and things like that. He didn't provide a lot of details.
This is your scrappy leftist upstarts.
Exactly.
Right. These are the people that are fashioning a spaceship out of literal garbage because they are too poor to go to Mars and they cannot live here anymore. They are escaping the superbug.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they are our intrepid heroes. And
Hi, intrepid heroes.
I knew it was going to happen, and I said it anyway.
And you said it anyway.
I said it anyway. Yeah, no, we're getting fucked here, right? Our scrappy leftist rebels. So much for us.
This is where I had a moment of like, is there like a both sidesing happening on this record? Because both the rich on Mars and these rebels are referred to as sinners. And then I kind of came back to the idea of like, maybe the idea is that you need to save the planet you live on instead of leaving it.
Yeah, it could be that.
I didn't really know what to make of the fact that both of them are referred to as sinners, and that's what I was. So
it could
this
also,
is my way of
since we are also thinking about this maybe more in a Christian context than in some of the other albums.
For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to use that particular phrasing because,
Why would
me.
you?
I don't know that phrasing, but
No, why would you have read Romans?
I would not have.
Yeah.
There is an epistle to the Hebrews, but that was a different one. I also haven't read that one. Look, I don't need to hand it to Paul.
No, you don't.
No.
Paul, in
Paul
fact,
should hand it back.
Paul, you're canceled.
And Saul, same person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think we may have canceled too many people on this episode.
Impossible. They all deserve to die. Even you, even I.
We have too many ex-Christians on this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, but I love Sondheim. I'm not going to cancel Sondheim.
No, you can't cancel Sondheim except for the fact that he did write a musical called Gypsy, and we're not allowed to say that word anymore. Sondheim, you're canceled?
I think Noel, you're canceled.
Fuck. It keeps happening.
I mean, if you're going to say something and then you're going to say, but I can't say that, then isn't the joke on you?
There's a section with really phasey vocals. which I thought was interesting and fun and broke up some of the thrash metal a little bit. And it really, like, I think Perihelion is another one of those breaks that we get in the record.
It
Like,
is.
With that sort of dance beat over the perihelion.
Yeah.
With the chorus and the post-chorus. The post-chorus, like, it flies. It's very, like, glam. Giver of life and the giver of speed, ever we take even her gravity. Like, it gets high, and it's
It
jumping
kind of
around.
feels like
It's
a
not
folk
all,
song
like,
almost.
like everything with heavy vocals tends to be fairly monotone, and it can move a little bit, but it doesn't on this record.
On this record, yeah. Okay, you're right. On this record, yes.
No, it's pulling from more operatic things.
Right.
Like,
It's
maybe not
doing
power
more
metal, but things that are
jumpy
around
stuff like you would see in the bass solo on Mars for the Rich, but this time in the vocals.
Right, which is refreshing to hear.
Yeah, it's another change of pace like we had with Superbug here on side B before we go into the last 3 songs, which just drive to the end of the record.
Oh, yeah.
This is our last breath of fresh air, and it's weird that it's a breath of fresh air because obviously everything on this record is really dark. Our first breath of air was bacterial infection killing everybody, and our
Sure.
second breath of air is flying into the sun and burning to death.
which does sound more peaceful than a lot of the other things happening on this record. That's quick.
true.
That
is
is
true.
In a blink, the sun will drink their things. So yeah, I guess in a blink is better than the rest of all of this.
I think that this is the point where we have to talk about the obvious, like, sonically interesting thing on this song. Something that has been absent from the rest of the record. Ambrose Kenny Smith on the goddamn harmonica.
I was wondering if it was this song.
Ambi. Thank you. I needed the harmonica. I needed the harp. And you brought it to me.
It's just that slow do do, and that's it. It's just that repeated a few times. It's 2 notes.
I'm
and
gonna
it's
go back and listen. This is
beautiful.
gonna be the first thing I listen to of this record after this podcast taping.
It's beautiful. It's environmental. It feels like it's actually like creating a soundscape.
You know, I've seen people talking about this record online where they talk about Superbug and Perihelion as being letdowns on an otherwise great record.
Fuck off.
And that's
Yeah, I
exactly my reaction. Those 2 songs are necessary for
They're
this
so
record.
necessary.
If you don't get these songs, then I feel like you kind of missed the record.
Yeah. Yeah.
And specifically, I love the line "giver of life and the giver of speed." The sun is supposed to give life.
This song
Right.
has some incredible lyrics. I have another one I want
Yeah.
to talk about after this, but yeah, the sun. I mean, the sun was like one of the original things humans worshipped.
Yeah,
it's
like
kind of bringing
the
it back
sun,
to that.
we can get literal energy from the sun, right? The sun is renewable energy that we should be able to use instead of destroying our world. The sun, warms our planet. It gives us life. It is the most important thing in the fucking universe for creating a condition for us to be able to live on Earth. But it'll kill you.
Oh, it'll kill you quick.
I'm pale enough. I know it'll give me a melanoma.
So, Josh, what other lyric spoke to you? What other lyric really stood out to you?
Perihelion. No.
I knew it.
No, Pilot in the Twilight is a deep dream. Men and machine convene. And I'll be real, this is just because it just sounded like he was talking about navigators from Dune. I'm very deep into
Hey, he
Dune
didn't
right
say
now.
shit about spice.
The spice melange is nowhere to be seen on Infest the Rat's Nest.
Everybody here seems to be sober maybe I guess that's why they die.
The Spice Melange would be a great band name.
I'm sure there is a stoner metal band out there that is taking it. But no, it's evocative, and I am not as well versed in Giz lyrics as you two are at this point, because as I
Hey,
mentioned
you know
earlier,
better than us for everything after 2019.
fair enough, fair enough. But like Giz lyrics and melodies and a lot of albums prior to this are either like following the guitar line or just very literal, or I don't feel like they've engaged in poetry the way that I hear in some of these lines.
That's fair.
And I might, okay, cool. I was like, you might say I'm completely wrong.
No,
and I'd be like,
that's fair.
I think that is completely a fair.
I think
call.
their lyrics have gotten more abstract the farther they've gone along, and a little bit more poetic the farther they've gone along, and then they hit us with Planet B and Mars for the Rich.
Yes. Yes.
Well, they are now able to use subtlety, and sometimes they can choose not to.
Right, because once you know a rule, then you can break it.
Yes.
Right. I know artists who use subtlety, and they are cowards.
It's so true, though. There's just so much about this song that is worth loving, and I think I've called out all of it that I love, except for like there's a choir vocal towards the end that they've really made effective by just drowning it in reverb. And you know me, I love a section that is drowned in reverb.
Yeah, that's why you loved Anglesey and Willoughby's Beach and 12 Bar Brews.
Yeah.
All of that spring reverb.
Because they got springy with it.
You know, I think my favorite thing about this song, though,
Yes.
is I'm never again in my entire life going to be able to hear the phrase, I'm going to punt you into the sun, without thinking about perihelion.
How often do you hear the phrase, I'm going to punt you into the sun?
I mean, fairly frequently. I think it's a favorite phrase of some of the folks we know.
Interesting.
I feel like I've heard you talk about punting the cat into the sun.
Oh, I
just think of that Good Place episode where he punts a dog
That
into
could
the
very
sun.
well, as far as I know, that could be very well where people have gotten it. I don't know. It's not a phrase that I have frequently used, although I should. It's a good phrase. I think that mostly I associate it with Noel trying to punt my cat into the sun.
Yeah.
I have one last thing to say about the song, and it's nothing
One last
constructive.
thing.
But one of my favorite comments that I read on Genius while just reading the lyrics for this album was for this song, and it was, even in space, they have spaceships.
What the hell?
Thank you, Space Hobo, for that 6-year-old comment
God.
that made me laugh so
Genius
hard.
comments. I mean, if that's not the best that social media has to offer.
So at this point, I think it's time to go into Venusian 2. And Venusian 2 is, for my money, maybe the best song on the record.
I can't deny this. Self-Immolate's always my favorite, but best and favorite are not the same thing.
Sure. Like, I think my favorite is Mars for the Rich.
This is the song you listen to while you're driving around, with your friends, feeling yourself on a night out.
Okay, again, Josh loves cars.
Yeah, damn it. No, specifically because the pilot that is like the character of this song is feeling themselves so much. They're like, I just pulled off the Kessel Run. Like,
I sit in the cockpit. It may be a sinking ship, but fortune favors bravery.
Yeah. You know what we're going to do? We're going to be better than the last guys.
Yeah, which isn't hard because they died.
How well has hubris worked out for any Giz protagonist?
Not great.
I mean, we saw it in Polygondwana Land. It generally resulted in some really horrific shit. Like, some massive fucking amounts of death and torture.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder if it'll go better here.
Well, let's find out. This takes place well after the destruction of Venusian 1. It's a second expedition. It's them trying again to get to Venus. And this time they're, I don't want to say successful.
I mean, they land on Venus.
if your goal is to get to the, and I actually was curious about whether they actually physically land on it or if they just go into like some sort of cloud city.
Oh, no. I put the birdie down.
Yeah, it's just, we've sent one thing to Venus and it took 2 pictures and then died. And then we never went back.
No, vitamin V, I see the ground.
I missed that.
Yeah, no,
but it is right there.
It is right there.
they make it. And he comments,
seeing the ground in Venus requires being on the ground, by the way.
Because
sometimes you still can't see the ground.
thickness of the atmosphere. Like, I'm not sure that myself, 162 centimeters tall, would be able to see the ground on Venus just standing there.
And for listeners, I urge you to, search on the internet for the images we do have of Venus's surface. It's awful. There are about 2 or 3 images taken by a Soviet lander.
In case you were thinking about going to Venus someday, may I recommend don't?
Yeah. Mitski's song Nobody makes Venus sound a little nicer than this song, but I still wouldn't want to visit based on either. Yep, those Noel just pulled them up for people who aren't here, which is everyone listening.
I pulled up the images for my own edification. I wasn't expecting the podcast listener to know that I was seeking them.
I think my yep needed context.
Yep. Oh, so many ups.
Yeah. So, hey, we've got a happy ending.
Yeah, exactly. And this song ends with a happy ending. As a matter of fact, I put the birdie down for the sin. I have a grin. He's so happy. He's so pleased with himself.
Sinners are grinners.
Sinners are grinners. Oh, he's so self-satisfied.
This song, there's a story purpose to it, but of course the other half of it is just the sheer amount of musicality on display in this song.
Oh yeah.
It's blistering.
This is technically the coolest song on the record.
Yeah.
Like, it starts out with Road Train vibes, and then it takes the idea of Road Train and goes, bet. Watch if this was an actual metal song.
And it brings back themes from Venusian 1. Love that.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's bigger and better.
That.
And Venusian 1 and Venusian 2 are both, great songs about the promise of space travel and the can-do attitude of putting together your own garbage ships and making your way to a better place.
Bootstrapping
and
Venus.
They both, end on such a note of hope.
Yeah. And that's what we love in this podcast is we love hope. We're hope-pilled. We've taken the hopium.
I'm hope head on.
And as much as I love this song, and I do love this song, and I do think it's the best song on the record, as much as I love it, I took no notes for it.
It has the least amount of notes of any of my songs as well.
It also is one of the shorter songs. It has some of the sparsest lyric and some of the largest ratio of instrumental to lyric.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly lyrically there's a lot less to write about.
Right.
It is just sort of a blistering, fast-paced technical song.
And there's only so many ways you can say cool riff cool.
Exactly.
So I would
I have gone insano.
I would say it's time to go insano.
We can't go insano before we get through the 1:20 long intro of Self-Immolate, which is my personal favorite part of the entire record.
Tell me more.
Fine.
We got
can't get
Tom's.
insano.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom,
no, okay.
Boom, boom,
Like,
boom, oh,
the
my
orcs are
God.
marching.
Yes. Well, and you're hearing. I mean, I don't know what the band was thinking when they wrote this part, but to me it's like the heartbeat that they're hearing as they their own heartbeat they're hearing as the Venusian sky drives them insane.
Yeah, no, this is the most uncomfortable sort of pounding drums. This is a bad situation. Whatever is about to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
If you hear drumming like that, be prepared for war.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a mini drum solo.
Oh.
Is it even fair to call it a mini drum solo? It might just be a drum solo.
I think it's a maximized drum solo. I mean, and I said earlier in the taping that I counted the intro to the song. I believe it's in 6/8, but once he goes into that solo, it is very, very difficult to. He's completely off the grid, and I love it because they're a band that is so. I mean, they've done a lot of krautrock in the past. They've really locked in on a groove, and here they're just losing their mind. They're melting down. The time signatures are broken. The fills are broken. Oh, are you actually looking up?
It's alternating 4/4 and 5/4.
Interesting.
So you missed a beat somewhere.
Well,
And once you missed a beat,
Mr. Beat. Well, I said 6/8 times 3, and then it breaks. So, I can't do math fast enough to know if that still adds up.
so
correctly,
the drum
but-
solo is in 6/4, 9/8, 3/4, 7/8, 3/4, 6/4. Does that help?
No.
I'm gonna say that person has about as much information as I do about what time signature this song is actually.
This
in.
is considered an official tab on Ultimate
Really?
Guitar.
Interesting.
So
I've never really been clear
This
on
is
how
as
those
much as-
official tabs get published.
it's
Who
done by
writes-
UG staff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done by UG staff. It's not done by the band.
I mean, I figured it wasn't done by the band.
So it's not the most accurate thing you'll ever get, but it's more accurate than your average dipshit going online and saying this is in 4/4.
That's totally fair. Regardless, it sells the insanity. You go insane by the time you hear I have gone insano, I lust for volcano.
You're insane. Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense anymore.
Yeah. And there are worse ways to go than a volcano. You know, we live in the shadow of one of the great volcanoes of America that will be a great volcano even long after America is gone. And you know what? If Tahoma decided to blow, I'd accept it.
Sure, yeah.
You know what?
I like getting blown.
Shouldn't have gotten rid of your dick.
Yeah, I know.
If Tahoma decides to blow, I will lay down and just accept my fate. My time has come. It's okay.
Yeah.
I will sit there
We'll have
in
a
the
long
middle
time
of
to
the
watch.
road like Ambi in the Planet B video.
So what's your song?
What's my song for the volcano?
What's your song for the volcano?
No, I want to hear the world. I want to listen to the screams of everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine will be I wish we'd all been ready.
Things I would have liked to know before the revolution. That's a Father John Misty song. It wouldn't be that song, by the way. It has a high likelihood of being Self-Immolate, which is my favorite Giz song.
Sure.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, not yet. This one is just after the drum solo is done, you just get these massive chugging guitars, and then we get that vocal delivery of "I have gone insano," and you just find yourself going, "Yeah, let's go."
There's just nothing left to say. I mean, there's so many things left to say.
Well, the next thing to say is, and then you hear the bass,
You do.
and boy howdy, do you hear the bass? It works.
The tone on that bass is sublime.
The way that the bass is mixed with the rest of the record is incredible because you can actually hear it. You can tell when it's doing something. It's nice and round and not super fuzzy. It's this really pleasant component that you don't have to get that right.
Yep.
When you're making thrash, you don't have to be that good with the bass. You don't have to have a decent tone. You can get away without a bassist, as Metallica proved
Look,
to us.
And Justice for All is not a good record.
It's not!
It's just not. It's a bad record. Listen to it again. If you like And Justice for All, listen to it again.
There are good songs on it.
It is not a good record. It's just not.
I'll say I actually have not heard "And Justice for All." I've not gotten there
That's
yet
okay.
in my
You
music
don't need
project.
to.
I'm at Master of Puppets. We heard that
Master
one.
of Puppets is better than And Justice for All. Those are the only two Metallica albums I've ever heard. I've heard them both in the last couple of months. One of them is pretty good. The other is And Justice for All.
I'll say if you liked this record, I would recommend the first Metallica record, "Kill 'Em All."
Okay.
There's a bass
Okay.
solo on that album.
Okay, yeah. I don't know Kill 'Em All. My favorite Metallica record is the Black Album, so maybe I'm not an authority.
I said we would piss off metal fans.
I also really like Load and Reload.
Yet Noel has terrible taste in music, except for King Giz.
I have terrible taste in metal specifically.
That's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
there's a
No, your
reason I'm
taste
always-
in bluegrass is really good.
There's a reason I'm always on here talking about metalcore. It's because I love metalcore, and I can recognize that a lot of metalcore is objectively terrible, and that's the metalcore
that's
that
part
I'm
of the
most
draw
drawn
sometimes.
to. Yeah. Yeah, like I Promised the World, and admittedly, I Promised the World is one of the cooler metalcore bands out there. But you know what I want? I want The Devil Wears Prada.
That's not a movie. It is, but that's not what we're talking
It
about.
is a movie, and it has a sequel that's in theaters now that is apparently pretty good.
I really need to see the first Devil Wears Prada so I can see the second one.
Yeah, we should jump on that.
Yeah, but that was a really weird way to say that.
Sometimes you have to change the way that you say things in order to keep them interesting for the listening audience.
Okay, like insane.
I'm doing our listeners a favor, really.
So yeah, this song I think really does lean into the silliness of all of it.
Yeah.
Not just do we get the lyric we've been quoting again and again and again. Be a leaf upon air, Venusian mal de mer. And mal de mer is French for seasickness.
Now, see, I have a question for you about this lyric.
Yeah.
Is that intentionally a Firefly reference?
Is it a Firefly reference? I mean, sorry, what is it referencing?
So have you seen Serenity?
Yeah, but it was about 15 years ago.
Spoilers for the movie Serenity. Right before Wash dies, he says, "I am a leaf on the wind, watch how I soar."
I don't know is the answer.
And that feels like a direct reference to Serenity.
I've seen Serenity. I know that line that you're quoting. The connection didn't
I mean, I've already
immediately come to me, but like it also very well could be.
I've already called out that like some of the lyrics definitely are evoking Dune in some capacity. And I don't know. I frankly just don't know what Stu or the other folks who write the lyrics or their interests are. But like, it's probably a reference if it sounds like a reference.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that Stu does a lot of like sci-fi reading, and it wouldn't surprise me if he watched Firefly and Serenity, and whether consciously or subconsciously, he recognized that particular phrasing as being appropriate. And yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised. It's not something that jumped out at me. I like the read of it. I think it's perfectly fair to say, hey, Firefly might not be as good as we remembered it being.
No, it's a lot more misogynistic and racist than like you remember, which is disappointing because the good points are still really good. It's just the everything else is much worse than you remember.
But yeah, it still wouldn't surprise me, and I think that's okay. We also get lyrics, "I Venusianly catch on fire."
God, I was hoping you would quote that one.
And you know what? Maybe we've already fucked up the word Venus enough to create Venusian. We don't need to torture it further and make Venusianly.
Yes, Stu.
Diction is not going to be high on your list of priorities when you're being driven insane.
I Venusianly catch on fire. And what do you mean gather? What are we gathering? Who is gathering? And where are they gathering?
Well, they want to be set on fire. They're asking everyone to gather around them while they do it.
Okay, but isn't everybody else also going to be catching on fire?
This is about coming together to celebrate the end.
It's about unity on the left.
These are leftists. We already established this.
Yeah.
Yeah, these lyrics are pretty silly. There's only so much I can hear the word Venusian and not go, really? And to motion I am slave, aerostat habitat. Like,
Can you explain that lyric to me, aerostat habitat?
No.
I couldn't figure that one out either.
Okay, do you know what aerostat means?
The same air.
There
I
we
don't
go.
know. That's my best guess.
And this is okay. So I did read a comment about this on Genius about it being referring to like a NASA project about ships floating in the sky, basically. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of why I wasn't thinking about them landing the birdie in Venusian 2. But I mean, regardless, this song is a vessel to take you from the landing on Venus in Venusian 2 to the final song of the record.
Yeah, and we also get a music video for Self-Immolate, and it involves the members of the band all on the ground on all fours, coughing up lighter fluid or gasoline of some sort.
We love to get this band all on all fours on the ground.
That's right. As Zagan drinks gasoline and lights them on fire. We have another quote from the band about what this music video is doing. The offerers were sent to hell, but what was only a few moments on Earth were over 500 years for the offerers. Zagan summons them back to Earth to keep her side of the bargain. The offerers are shadows of what they once were after lifetimes served in the spiraling, stinking pits of hell. They have forgotten existence without constant agony.
Me too.
Searing heat and torture. They quiver and shake, terrified of a place they once only knew but now cannot conceive. Zagan performs the ritual of reanimation, possessing them with a half-life. The offerers vomit and choke as the petrol fills their lungs. To complete the reanimation ritual, they must self-immolate. To cauterize their new form, they turn to hell with a blind, idealistic, altruistic hope. But now they have become the anthropomorphized doom and fire that will consume the earth itself.
I am so glad that John Angus Stewart, the director of these videos, made all of these comments about what the videos are about, because I was never gonna fucking get there.
Yeah, mostly what I thought of when I watched the video was just, okay, they're coughing up a bunch of gasoline and then being lit on fire and burn.
Yeah.
I have some concerns about this description, which is it seems like this is sort of weaving together the stories of Self-Immolate and Hell together, both songs.
At the same time.
At the same time. It would have been, I think, fair to say that I would have liked to see this as a music video for the combined two songs, if you're going to describe it that way. But also, like, Self-Immolate, the music video itself, really is just them self-immolating, or Zagan at least immolating them.
Does it, again, having not watched the music videos recently, does it appear like they're on Venus? Is it like this?
No, they're in Australia. They're on Earth.
They're not that different.
I mean, as far as I know, Australia is like, I mean, it's all the way at the bottom. Like, it may as well be Venus.
Yeah.
As far away as I can
hot.
conceive. Yeah.
I've seen Mad Max.
It's hot. It's
same.
mean.
Summer to me.
Yeah, it's also not super clear to me whether they're going to Venus, Earth, or Mars.
I'm not sure it matters.
It doesn't really seem to. I've seen all three suggested.
See, the great thing about the videos is that they exist in a completely different universe than the record.
Oh, yeah. Again, they're in Australia.
Yeah. Stu commented about the music videos. They all sort of tie into this theme that we as a species are killing ourselves, essentially. We're digging our own graves, but we're actually going down laughing, and it's a disturbing combination. Generally, we're all like, this is scary. The permafrost is melting, but we're actually not scared. Everyone is kind of happy and going about living their lives. Maybe that's embedded in our nature to be like that, but it's kind of an interesting observation. I think that's kind of the linchpin behind all these videos.
Yeah, so a lot
Thanks,
of death.
Stu.
We got a lot of death. I mean, 3 videos, they die 3 times.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, that's about as many times as people have died on this record. Give or
It's
take.
fewer.
Yes.
It's definitely fewer.
But
Perihelion, Self-Immolate Hell,
A lot of death had to occur during Organ Farmer.
Organ Farmer, Superbug.
Yeah.
Like
So-
that's at least 4 instances of mass death.
mass death.
Not just death, mass death.
Death squared.
so this is the part of the record where I was expecting to get our Acheron.
Where things just change.
You're right. I was expecting like a big sonic shift where they start playing with a different genre, or they go ambient or electronic, or they do something like different for a little bit.
Just to do something a little different for a little bit.
Yeah, because like that's kind of their MO.
I mean, is it? Because we got that in Fishing for Fishies. Gumboot Soup was too eclectic to really stick to anything.
Sure.
Before that was
Gumboot Soup
Polygon
was like a
Dwanaland.
compilation,
Right.
basically.
Polygon Dwanaland was before that, and that stayed pretty consistent the whole way through.
That's true.
Like, Sketches changed, I guess, with the book and Tezuta,
Yeah.
but like those were in the middle.
It seems like most records
know.
have that one song that is different from everything else.
I don't think I agree with that. I think that that's just recency bias with Fishies.
That could be recency bias with Fishies.
I do feel that this record strays not very far from its core sound, more so than I've felt from other Giz records, which is
Yeah.
weird because not Rattlesnake, Flying Microtonal Banana. Rattlesnake was the first Giz song I ever heard.
Many such cases.
No, sorry, it was something from Nonagon, but like the first song that I got to like be there for when it came out.
Sure.
But yeah, because that's all microtonal, like, you know, and Sketches is all this sort of like jazz hybrid thing going on. They do pick a theme for the record besides Gumboot and stick to it. But Infest the Rat's Nest in particular just feels denser,
it is
more inward looking.
Yeah, no, it is very much a concept record,
Yeah.
and you know,
And they stick to the
Polygon
concept.
Dwanaland was also a concept record, and not too many of them are concept records, and so I guess some of them have more free reign to experiment. And Flying Microtonal Banana does kind of like change a little bit towards the end
Yeah.
with with
Like Anoxia.
nuclear fusion, it kind of starts out in a different place than a lot of the rest of it.
Yeah.
With Joey going really low with those vocals. But like still the song that stands out most on Flying Like a Eternal Banana is Billabong Valley. And that's
smack
right
dab
there
in the middle.
middle.
Yeah. This record must have been so financially profitable for the band because we have yet again a song that got licensed out. Self-Immolate is in season 2 of The Purge.
There's a Purge show?
Yeah, there's a Purge show.
I had no idea.
There doesn't need
apparently.
to be a Purge show.
There didn't need to be a Purge.
I want to know how much they got paid. I want to know that number.
It's deserved.
It is. No, this song fucking fucks. All right, last song of the album.
Let's go to hell.
Let's go to hell.
Oh man, this was a wild ride for me, not knowing the full story of the record and then realizing how important hell was to like tying side A and B together.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to talk about
wild epiphanies here.
Christianity,
Yes.
So the Antichrist has tempted me with a purpose. And at least based on, the music videos, we could say that Zagan is our Antichrist figure here.
sure.
Our 15 Voyagers from Venusian 2 are self-immolating, and they would prefer dying in a fiery inferno to the possibility of trying to live on Venus because Venus is that bad. And so the Antichrist gives them a choice. They get at least an opportunity. Remember where to enter. The door to hell is amber.
So, like, yeah, it's a great song. It sets up the end of the record. It puts a nice button on everything.
Yeah.
The outro, true, saying that they're sort of leaving hell for a new place.
Yeah, they're going to infest the rat's nest.
And where could the rat's nest be?
Well, pick your poison.
If you look on the cover of the album,
Yes.
you have a golden
Statue.
It's throne-esque, but it's not a throne. And it's
And it's
made
made out of a rat's jaw.
It's kind of like an altar.
Yeah.
I think it's
there's smoke coming up from the center of it, almost
Yeah,
like there was an
and
offering
So,
there.
so you're
Also,
saying
if
that
you-
this is an altered beast.
boo. And also,
We got to restart the whole episode.
and if you play the game, the Mars for the Rich game, the centerpiece of the level is the rat's nest altar, the golden statue in the middle. And in order to actually start the waves of rats coming at you that you have to kill, you have to go up onto the altar. So I don't really know what I think that the rat's nest itself symbolizes.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it does.
It doesn't matter, but I'd love to give my interpretation.
Please.
Yeah, which is, so again, we have this altar. I think we can say that's the rat's nest. What was being depicted on the album cover is at least a stand-in for the rat's nest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right? Okay, it's on a red plinth with a black field. To me, it's Mars.
Yeah.
And this is like the gilded city of the rich on Mars. And so Satan basically is like, look, you can come into hell and I will teleport you to Mars to kill all the rich for me.
Yeah, this is something I've thought about, that the rat's nest is all of the rich rats on Mars that now we've got 15 infantry paratroop into the propylene new scene. So this is these are warriors, right? These are no longer 15 people who are trying to make a better life for themselves on Venus. These are warriors who are being sent by Satan himself to go fight and kill. Who are the rats of this entire album? They are the rich on Mars.
Sure. And so you get that great lyric, Satan points me to the rat's nest, that is just perfectly isolated out so that when it hits it like a fucking sledgehammer.
Right. And the door to hell is amber. What is amber? Well,
It's kind of halfway between yellow and red.
yeah.
At least that's where I was looking.
Fire.
Yes.
They
I
have
mean, the
to.
propylene new scene, we're talking about flammable
What does
chemicals.
propylene mean?
It's gas.
Okay.
It's a flammable
It's
gas.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just it'll light on fire.
Okay.
It'll kill you.
Okay.
if you light it.
There was a comment on Genius saying like, "Oh, propylene new scene." This is referring to how the rich are already damaging the environment of Mars. And for 3 words, it's a bit of a stretch to pull out of it. But I think your fire interpretation is something I lean more towards.
Yeah,
like everything about this is just like it's getting worse. This doesn't end on a truly happy note unless you just like the karmic rich getting there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind if the rich got their karmic comeuppance. I'm looking at you, Elon.
Yeah, yeah, Elon.
I mean, look, his policies are very clear. He wants me dead, so if I can't want him dead in reverse, like,
well,
fuck you.
You're gonna get banned from Blue Sky.
Oh no! What am I gonna do without Blue Sky? No,
my microblog.
I don't want to be banned from Blue Sky. I like talking to my friends on Blue Sky, but also like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the Mars idea. That was, I think, the first idea that I came across.
Mm-hmm.
I've also think that Venus and Earth both have textual support for being where the rat's nest is that they are going. For one thing, they are going to hell. The door to hell is amber. And I mean, I guess this is metatextual rather than textual from the record itself. We had that interview where in New Noise magazine where the line that Stu said was, "You are going to hell, and hell is on the surface of Venus, and it's not fun." And so I don't really know what it would mean to be on Venus and to want to be so miserable you want to kill yourself, and you kill yourself and you're still on Venus. So like that doesn't really sound like a great outcome for our 15 paratroopers here.
It sounds to me like that's the beginning of their torture, is they get to hell and it's so bad that they set themselves on fire to escape it, and then that doesn't work and they're still there.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into the last idea, which is Earth.
Yes.
Because in that description,
the final frontier, they call it.
In that description of that's just space. Space is the final frontier. Notably not Earth.
Earth is part of space.
Watch Star Trek if you're going to quote Star Trek.
I've seen some of Star Trek. I really liked Lower Decks.
I haven't seen Lower Decks. All right, so I don't know. Maybe the final frontier becomes Earth.
No, it doesn't.
In the Lower Decks.
No, I'm no.
Well, in the music video description for Self-Immolate that we read not long ago, the offers were sent to hell.
What do you mean not long ago? It's been 2 hours.
The offers were sent to hell, but what was only a few moments on Earth were over 500 years for the offerers. Zagan summons them back to Earth to keep her side of the bargain. So maybe she's sending them back to Earth.
But we've established that these are different stories.
Rats are often associated with plague, superbug. I can see that. Yeah.
I think that my best way of trying to incorporate what's being said in the interview and the music video, and also this idea of, okay, I do think that the rat's nest is Mars, that does seem to be, to me, the best read of it is they are living in hell on Venus. They are so tortured and pained, but they are alive on Venus for what seems to be a few minutes or a few moments, but is actually, what is actually a few moments feels to them to be over 500 years. And Satan or Zagan promises them, okay, you go kill the rich for me, and I will give you new life on Earth.
Sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So in order to do that, in order to send you to the rat's nest, I need you to light yourselves on fire. It's a little weird, the door to hell. Okay, so that's, I think, the exit door to hell, not the entrance door.
I agree. That's how I read it, too.
But it is odd. Remember where to enter. So remember where to enter. The door to hell is amber. Is this the entrance door or the exit door?
Well, you got to come back after you've gone out and done your killing.
And then she'll send them to Earth, I guess. I mean, I think that's my best attempt at a like logical read of it with all of the textual and metatextual info we have. I don't know that it matters. I think what matters is, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. And this song
Gotta stop
has
saying amen on this freaking podcast.
this song has one of the coolest guitar lines on the entire record. There's this little bridge break, whatever, towards the end of the song that just has this really cool lead line riff that it blows me away. I was having so much fun playing it earlier today. It's actually approachable and playable, which is nice.
Hell yeah.
And then
Hell yeah.
we end the record with the lyric "Infest the Rat's Nest," which is ending a record with the title of the record is such a baller move.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I expected more rats throughout the record.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's what leaves this whole conversation that we just had about what is the rat's nest. That's because we only really hear about rats now.
Right.
Also, I just have to say, if you've never been around a pet rat,
Oh,
they're
no, they're fucking
incredibly adorable and cute, and they're like puppies.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucking great.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
so-
pet rats are great.
But this record is still sick. Also, just something about rats and about the artwork that I wanted to point out before I forget is the teeth of the jaws on the altar are very long, and rats' teeth just keep growing indefinitely unless they're used. So I that's another thing that tied it to the rich for me is because they're like they don't have to do anything. Like their rats' teeth can just keep growing and get nasty. But anyway, yeah. Rats are great, but also very much have this imagery in our mythologies and in our histories of being plague carriers, of being associated with dirty, gross, disgusting, awful behavior. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of the record.
That brings us to the end of the record, which means there's time for one more question.
Josh, what have you been listening to lately?
well, a lot of Infest the Rat's Nest. No.
Yeah, no shit.
In preparation for this album, I also listened to some other thrash that I hadn't heard. I mean, I refamiliarized myself with the thrash I have heard, Metallica and Slayer.
Of course.
But I also, if you like this record, Exodus is Bonded by Blood. Incredible. This is from the 80s. Let's see. Creator, Death Angel, other bands like this. They're really great.
I just, to tie it into what I was listening to, I just listened to Creator's most recent record, which came out in January.
Amazing.
Which felt to me like metalcore thrash. Like, it's definitely thrash that's borrowing all of the production of metalcore. It's got the rapid double kick the entire time. It's got the really sharp, clean guitars. Everything feels like it's been produced to hell, but it's still thrash metal. Mm-hmm. And I don't always associate really good production with thrash metal.
No. Although Master of Puppets sounds pretty fantastic.
Sure. So I thought that was really interesting, and that's what I've been listening to this week is Creator.
Hell yeah. All right, so I guess I'll go. There's a new album from the local to us band Telehealth.
Yes.
They're based here in Seattle. They're on Seattle's Sub Pop Records. This album just came out. It's called Green World Image, and it's their second LP. It is very cool post-punk rather.
Yeah.
That is, how did I describe it? I think they are, I would say, semi-ironic, very millennial sub-pop post-punk.
Sure.
Their whole thing is leaning into the idea that, like, yeah, they like music and want to play music, but in order to play music, they have to make money playing music so they can quit their jobs and just do music. So they're leaning into the idea that, you know what, they just have to play within the system, and they kind of like have the kayfabe of a corporation that is essentially evil, right? They're like trying to pretend to be hyper capitalists.
Right. They're integrating AI into all their technology. Yeah.
And
synergistic workflows.
And so a lot of their songs are like, there's one of their songs on the album that's like about all of the stuff that millennials are said to have killed. Like, you know, because we eat so much avocado toast that we can't even afford anymore. You know, we've killed the housing market, and we've killed, you know, restaurants or whatever it is, right? They're leaning into all of the stereotypes and all of the like shit about this broken world and doing it in fun, semi-ironic post-punk that's just very self-aware.
Yeah, cool. I love it. So let's talk about next week. Or 2 weeks from now, I guess.
Yeah, our next episode is going to be a weird one. It's a lot of music that we're going to have to cover because we are doing Chunky Shrapnel and Demos Volume 1 and Volume 2. At least that's the plan right now. If you hear the episode in a couple of weeks and it's not that, sorry. But yeah, that's the plan.
Yep, Chunky Shrapnel is like this live documentary concert film album.
We did one of these a while back with
Bootleg Holiday
from Hell.
Yeah.
This is, I guess, supposed to be that, but grown up a little bit. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and then demos volumes 1 and 2 are exactly what they sound like. It's a bunch of fucking demos, and it comes in at an hour and a half, which means that like it's 3 times the length of Rat's Nest. So it's going to take us a lot to digest that, and it's going to be a lot of hours spent listening. But I'm excited to spend that time digging in.
Yeah, I want to see what some of these songs used to be before they are what they are, and hear some of the stuff that they rejected.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So we will see you in 2 weeks.
Peace, y'all.
That was so fun.